Are the police coming in, John? So
I think it would be an issue of that officer outside the scope of the duties.
when I'm arrested, I'd like to ask you to do me a favor. Watch the body cam. Watch the body cam, and then come tell police that it's not an aggravated crime just because I simply had a firearm. Because that's what's going to happen, Stacy.
Okay.
And could you hang on just a minute? Just as somebody who's been here for the evening and knows that nothing's going on, he's apparently calling police now. So there's not been an issue. Nobody's had an issue, but this guy always has an issue.
How are you? How are you?
I'm okay.
You should stick around. You might see some social justice in action.
All right. Take care, Stacy. What's going on?
He's calling the police. He's trying to say that he told me I couldn't have a sign, but now he told them that I am someone that's had my privileges suspended from here, so I violate their behavior policy.
Privileges suspended from where?
To be here, yes. He didn't tell me that, but he's telling the police on Facebook.
We've been here for 2 hours.
So he goes, so I asked him. I'm not sure. From him.
I think it's S-P-I-E-H.
You gotta be kidding me if you're looking at me to answer that question, boy. What are you talking about, John?
Is that a library person?
No, not that I've seen.
So who's the library person that was in there?
So that's not what happened. I'm not here asking him about if I'm going to be placed on the incident report for this sign. He said, I'll talk to you eventually about that. I said, well, I'm not going to consult with my superiors. And she asked me who the superiors are. He said, the executive director.
Did you notice any kind of an issue inside the room with him? Was there any issue inside the room?
I was telling you what it was. That wasn't it.
Okay.
This is my first time seeing him, to be honest with you.
Was there an issue inside at all with him?
I mean, not that I'm aware of.
Okay. That's all I wanted to hear.
So he tells me that the people that have the room didn't have an issue with it. And I said, okay. And he said, as far as I know, you weren't standing here. I said, okay, John, let's go back in. We stand in here.
What's your issue, man? Why are you getting police involved now? We've been here for almost 2 hours. So why are police getting involved now?
Because I asked them to.
Why?
It's actually an issue between me and...
They're doing it right. So stick around. You can see.
Well, actually, the issue seems to be rising to something that's a little more than that.
You have a right to demonstrate.
And again, between
And I'm
us.
just standing here.
No, this is between you as a library employee, and this is my fucking public library, and I want to know why you're criminalizing him. What happened? I can say fuck all I want. What happened here that made you call the police? And why is it that you think you need the police here?
Between me and Dr. Speaks, he can explain it to you.
Oh, yeah? Why does he think he needs the police here?
That I don't know, because I believe, John, that you said that it's because I have suspended privileges here, but you told me that I was holding a sign and turned around and said it was the behavior policy.
So if he has suspended privileges, how'd he get in? And if the sign's a problem, why has it been here for 2 hours? Answer.
No.
No. So you think that's how it's going to work?
It's kind of important. You just enlisted the police, the armed enforcers, to come take me away from here under threat of violence or violence.
Threat of violence. I don't
Are you
think
kidding me?
Well, that's what police are,
kidding me,
man.
John?
Police are an escalation. Why did you escalate tonight? Why? What happened here that caused you to escalate like this?
Oh, yeah, the library's closing at 8 o'clock. Like,
Yeah,
just
no,
a few
right?
minutes.
You could leave
Just a
any
few
time.
minutes. Well, you just called the police on me, John.
Yeah, you don't have to stay.
Well, we're not running. The police need to come and handle whatever's going to be handled. That's not the way this is going to work, John. I don't understand why you called the police. What rose in here to the level that you needed to call
I'm going
police?
to file a charge on John for interfering with my public business in here, 215922, stopping me from just standing in the library for no reason. You can't even articulate what I've done wrong.
Are hurt your feelings? Is that what it is? Did your feelings get hurt again, John? You had county officials in there for an hour and a half with no issues, and now you have an issue.
Okay. I appreciate that.
Once you guys close, we'll step out, but if the police arrive before that, we'll be in here.
Why'd you call the police, John? Did you just want to be on video tonight?
Not really.
I'm gonna go home and make you famous tonight.
Fantastic.
What exactly did I do wrong, John?
I believe I already explained it to you. You can review your
You
film.
gave me conflicting reports. I'd like some clarification. First, you said it's because of a sign, and then you said it was a violation of behavior policy, and then I heard you tell the officer on the phone or dispatcher on the phone that it was because I had my privileges revoked from here, and that was the reason that I shouldn't be here because of that, which would be news to me.
Privileges have been suspended.
They've been suspended. It's
When?
Be news to me.
When?
Just recently.
When?
I didn't look at my clock. Very recently.
So it was like tonight?
Yeah.
When was
We were talking over there.
You never informed me of that.
and you just
You never once informed me of that, John.
so he is the one that suspended your library privileges. Apparently, you're the one that suspended library.
You never even told me that until you were talking to dispatch.
Wait a minute. Hold on. I'm trying to understand. So you hold on.
Were suspended.
So you made the decision to suspend his library privileges tonight?
I did.
You did. And what is the basis for that?
It's between me and Dr. Speaks.
Well, I'd like to know that. What was the basis for it?
We asked you to leave. You did not leave
When did you ask him to leave?
What were you being asked me for? Why was I needing to leave?
because your library privileges have been suspended
When?
What?
for not following a reasonable request of
What was the reasonable request?
to please leave.
Tonight?
Reason? Yeah, tonight. For what reason?
He's got to be kidding. You're talking in circles, man.
Yeah, I know.
So all this happened tonight?
Confusing, John.
We could go have breakfast tomorrow and talk about it if you want.
Oh, no.
What a weirdo. What are you talking about? Why would we do that? Well, right here, John, just let me know what exactly that I was doing that got my privileges suspended.
I explained it to you already. You are welcome to review your own video.
What was I doing that required you to tell me to leave?
Explained it to you already. You're welcome to review your
Explain it again, please, John. It's important
No,
that I
thank
know
you.
this. It's important that I know this.
He's going to need to articulate it for the police.
Truthfully, John. Truthfully. Because like you just pointed to, I do have it all recorded.
Yep.
Yep. So truthfully,
Yep.
Wild.
because it's all recorded.
Yep.
Wild.
The truth is on here. I know the truth is
And you know what's pathetic, John, is even the health director in there tonight recognized us as media, and you're going to try to trespass us. How's that going to look? The health director here in town just recognized us as media tonight, and you're going to try to trespass him? Trespassing media now? Is that what you do?
No.
You think I'm lying? The health director literally recognized him as media and put him in the media section to ask questions at the end of that. And you're going to trespass him.
What about this, John? What about this? Putting this away. What about this? What's this?
Is that illegal? Hurt your feelings or something?
What's this?
I think I'm done talking to you too.
Is this allowed, John? Or are you going to add that to the report?
I didn't come here expecting to make a library video, but damn, dude, you're making it hard not to. Guy's gonna call the police after we've been in there for what, an hour and a half, 2 hours? And the health director recognizes us as media. The sheriff answers our questions. But old John Ratzlaff here can't have that. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I remember Tristan Starr. Weren't you down in the last one, weren't you?
Well, he's masked up.
Yeah. Boy, isn't that something?
2025.
You guys. So is there a police officer on the way or not?
Pulled in.
They did? Okay.
Just pulled in. You know what I think it is, John? I think it's this message here, because the message is about the library
Isn't it?
saying that you enlist LPD violence to stop free speech, and you did it.
You did it again.
Just did it right now. This
What are you doing,
this
man?
message makes you look bad, and so it can't be in here.
know, that's what that is, man, when you call the police for no reason. You're enlisting them to come here and use violence to enforce your feelings. How did his feelings get involved in this anyway?
Well, it's a family matter, so it's to be expected.
Hello, it's John. I'm all right. How are you doing? I have a patron who is to leave the building. Their library was clearly suspended, and they are refusing to do so. So they are therefore trespassing. Yes, we had to suspend and have their library suspended. And
Chooses technically who would take away that means constitutional rights. He has a right to this.
This is a private phone.
Don't disagree with that at all.
Well, apparently you do.
No, sir, I personally do not.
Personally, you're handling your own better. And that's, I'm a veteran. I'm a military veteran.
I'm a veteran as well, sir. I've done 2 tours. I don't know years. Okay.
When did you get here?
I'm just doing my job. I'm just paying my bills right now. I appreciate you. Have a good evening,
I
sir.
don't appreciate you.
Appreciate you.
Take care.
Appreciate your service.
God bless you. Jeff, you ever seen the model? That's the model here. Politically, I'm a libertarian. Best party in this entire country.
Appreciate it.
And we stand for free speech along with all the other constitutional rights.
Well, the reason why I appreciate it is you've got more balls than most people around here.
Yeah. Appreciate it.
He better not lay his hands on me. That's not going to be good.
Yeah.
And I only stand 5'8", 175 pounds. And I'll tell you what, I'm right Bill.
Yeah, man, you gotta be sometimes, so appreciate it.
64 years old.
All right, appreciate your service, brother.
God bless.
God bless you. What do you think of that shit, man? Fucking bullshit, right?
I don't think that guy should be coming up on him.
So here's exactly what happened. Do you want to hear exactly what happened?
Okay, thank you. All right, appreciate it.
Are the police coming in, John? John, are the police on their way in or not?
Hello there, brother. Why can't you talk to me?
We on anybody?
Maybe. Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
Close? Yeah, okay. Hey, so we're closed, so we're gonna have to actually.
Are the police coming? John, are the police coming? Not gonna answer that? Not gonna answer if they're coming?
After you.
You gonna answer if the police are coming?
After you.
I'll let you open the door for me. You gonna answer if the police are coming? They're coming. Yeah, they're coming. Okay.
I heard they said
You made a hell of a video for no fucking reason tonight, John.
But anyway, so he says, hey, we got a lot going on
How
here.
many more people you got in there? Look at all those people in there.
Who cares? They're closed. Everyone's leaving. Everyone's early. And so he says, the cop says, we got a lot going on right now with these two. We're going to wait for a sergeant. So they're waiting for a sergeant. Let me tell you exactly what happened so you got to understand. After I'm done with the questions, I go up to John and I ask him, am I going to be on your incident report for having this sign or for having this message here? And he goes, well, I'd like to talk to you outside. We'd be happy to talk to you outside about it. And I said, okay. So we go walking outside. And I asked him again, am I going to be placed on your guys' incident report? And he said, well, that's going to be up to my superiors. And I said, oh, really? Well, you seem to make the call one time when I was standing here with the message. As a matter of fact, I came in here one time with a blank piece of cardboard and you made the call. Why all of a sudden can't you now? And he wouldn't answer. And I said, well, who's your superiors? He said, oh, the executive director. I said, okay. And I said, well, how come then
Get Brad down here. then.
I've been in here with this message the entire time this event's been going on. He said, well, you were in their event, so they get to determine whether or not that's allowed or not. I said, well, I was in the library.
Oh, no.
As well. He goes, I was in the library as well with it. And he said, no, you weren't. I said, okay, John, here we go. Let's do this. So I walk inside, stand right in front of him like this, and he immediately says, sir, you're not allowed to have that sign in here, and because of that, I'm asking you to leave. Are you going to leave? And I said, this isn't a sign. This is a message. You know, it's the same thing. This isn't a message. This is a sign. And then he asks, he asks again if I'm going to leave, and I tell him ask him for what reason. He said, okay, at this point, I'm going to assume that means you're not going to leave, and I'm going to have you trespassed. And I said, for what? He said, the behavior policy. I said, the behavior policy? You just told me it's because of a sign. And then so he picks up the phone and immediately starts calling the police. And so I hear him tell the police that the reason why is because I'm someone in here that has had their library privileges suspended.
When?
Well, what he just told us there is right then and there, but he never told me that. He never told me that my privileges were suspended, and therefore that's the reason why
That's a fucking joke.
that I had to leave.
That's a fucking joke.
He told me it was because of this, what he called a sign right here. And so I'm either on the phone with the police or Brad Allen. I don't know.
That's hilarious.
But
Oh, yeah, there's two of them right there. Hold on. Huh? Let me walk up. Yeah, let me walk up. I look at them, they're going to leave now. That's some chicken shit stuff right there.
This guy's like basically peeling out of here. Not even using a blanket.
Well, I kind of want to know, why is it they have a call for the library and they're sitting out here doing nothing instead of going in and helping at the library? There's a call waiting at the library, man. There's been a call waiting at the library.
What was that?
There's been a call waiting at the library, and you guys are just sitting here chit-chatting.
You know, we were just trying to figure everything out. I think our sergeant kind of...
Can you roll your window down all the way?
I actually have to go to another call.
So nothing's happening here? Is that what you're saying?
Why
not? Why? They just called the police.
Yeah, they're calling the police to trespass. So you guys ain't gonna do anything?
What's going on?
So here's the thing. If you want to talk to my sergeant, I think he's going to be going back around and get other officers who care first. I just
Yeah, that'd be great. That'd be great. I'd hate to be accused of fleeing the scene if I were to leave here just because nothing's going to happen.
What the hell's going on, Zarnowick?
I was the partner on that. I assume you're asking why we got called and all that.
No.
Yeah, well,
I want to, not on that out there. I want to know what's going on in the library. We've had a call sitting waiting because John Ratzlaff in there fucking called the police again.
I didn't realize you guys had called too.
No, we haven't.
What's going on from you?
We want to know. Do you guys have a call waiting on the library right now?
We had a call for service. There was no reason for us to come contact you.
How come?
We determined, I spoke to John, there was no reason for the police to contact you guys based on what he was doing.
So basically, John called the police for no fucking reason.
I'm not going to share his specific statement, but from my perception and talking with the supervisor, there was no reason for us
So
to come.
did it seem like a false report then?
I wouldn't go so far to say a false report.
I mean, you guys are here.
Sure. I know you're trying to kind of...
It's using your resources
Adam,
right now. It sounds like a false report.
Okay,
to
look.
me. I'd like to file a report.
Give me just a second here. Okay. John literally made a big ass scene in there. We've been in there for 2 hours.
What did he do?
We've been in there for 2 hours. Stacy Simmons was in there. The health director was in there. If there was a problem, there was plenty of weight in there to do something about it. What he did was he waited until the very end when everybody's leaving.
No, but it happened at the very end. It happened at the very end. But either way, since he has...
He's saying that he can't have the sign inside there. And he's saying that Justin's been kicked out of there or something. And
which is news to me. He didn't tell me that. So, but
yeah.
So, what exactly was your determination on what he was saying that didn't rise to anything?
My determination was that there was no reason for police to come contact him.
Then we need a report made for filing a false police report on him, and it needs to be docked in 21, 59, 22, interference with police duties, because that's what he's doing. You guys have other shit to
different statute, but yeah.
But you guys have other shit to do, so we'd like to go ahead and get that started and file a charge of false report.
And certainly 21, 59, 22, because if you think about it, what I was doing was just standing in there, and he called the police, so that interfered with my public duties. Like at that point, I thought that I was being trespassed and going to be removed by you guys, preventing me from doing things.
Because that's what he's telling us.
Because he called the police and said I was trespassing.
He's saying, and he tried to explain to me that his privileges to be in the library were just like magically revoked tonight.
Sure.
And tried to tell me that he had to be trespassed out of here, and that's why he's calling the police. That kind of intimidation and bullshit from library employees, it's got to end.
So, gentlemen, here's what I'll do.
If you didn't have a reason to tell me,
Go ahead. If you need to, we're good.
He's with me.
Okay.
Well, but it sounds like
something's going on.
Somebody's yelling at
You want to go poke your head over there and make sure they're good.
Hold on a second. The point I'm trying to make is that since he didn't have a reason to ask me to leave, then therefore he's interfering with my public duties.
So we're making that leap from him asking you to leave, and now you're saying that's interference. I don't know that I can make
Him
that
asking?
call.
We've leaped beyond him asking. Do you need to go help him? We've gone beyond him asking to him attempting to use force.
What was that attempt to use? Okay, I get
Look,
it.
hold up your sign. And this is the ironic part about this.
Yeah, so
this is the ironic part about he comes in with this, and here we are tonight.
Sure.
We're tired of people calling you guys to use force on us.
I hear you.
There needs to be something done about this.
So what I will do, I will document what you guys are telling me, what John told me on the phone. I will send an email to the municipal court with your recommendations of charges you guys are pursuing. I will let them make that determination.
Email to the municipal court?
Yes.
And Hofoka's not going to do a damn thing, you know this.
Well,
But I can only do what I can do. I can't go in there and say, wait a minute, just
I
like
get
I'm not
it,
signing
man.
you
I
guys
get it.
up.
I don't remember the false report of information stuff.
Raising a false alarm, I think, is the
there is an actual. I don't remember the number, but it is making a false.
Yeah,
record.
I know.
And so that's what he did. But in terms of 21, 59, 22, that one definitely, but also the false report as well.
Yeah, I'll document all that in there. Like I said, I know you have your thoughts about what is or is not going to happen, but
I get it. I get it. But the frustrating part is this is the library attempting to use you guys as force to enforce their feelings, and it's getting old.
And like I said, there was a reason that I made the determination.
I appreciate
there was no
that.
reason to come contact.
I appreciate that.
And again, I apologize. I didn't realize you guys had called in.
But you know what happened? You know what his interpretation of you saying that to him was?
I'm not going to speculate on what his interpretation was.
We're going to get a sergeant to handle it later.
Is that what he told you guys?
Well, that's what I was told him on the phone.
I told him that I had contacted my sergeant about just making sure everybody's on the same page.
Oh, no, he acted like the sergeant was going to come handle it, that you guys had too much to do.
Well, that's what was said on the phone.
That was what was told to us.
That's what was said on the phone. So.
Anyway, okay.
Yep.
Gotcha. Any other questions I can help?
You got a just case number on this?
Yes.
When did you start, Casado?
August last year.
Dude, I can't believe that's on that piece of cardboard, and that's exactly the same thing they tried to do again.
Somebody's almost.
God.
Yeah. It's something.
Do you want a separate one for you too?
Oh, yes, please. In this instance, this should say...
Well, no, this is about him. So if this is the
Do you
case,
want one too?
no, I don't need a case. This is about him.
Oh, yeah, okay.
This is about him.
Yeah.
I wasn't trespassed. This is about him.
Gotcha. And just make sure I'm on the same page as what you guys are saying. You guys are in there. They take issue with the sign, and essentially tells you that he's going to call us, and you believe that was a interference with your public duties and civil rights?
Public business.
Public business, okay.
In terms of civil will be a different thing, but for you guys with the criminal aspect of it, yeah, I have. Hold on a second, Michael. I have the right to stand in there, and if I'm not doing anything, he can't come up and trespass me and prevent me from doing public business, which I'm doing. I'm doing public business. Plus, I'm a journalist. I was covering an event there, and it just got done doing the journalist Q&A. So I'm doing public business in there, and now it's going to trespass for doing nothing. Yeah, that interferes with my public business. Now, if I'm in there and I'm up on a chair and I'm whipping a towel around and a megaphone, yeah, maybe you got me there. But standing there, no, I'm doing legitimate public business in there, and that asshole wants to throw me out of here under arrest from you guys. If you guys really would have moved to arrest me and shit would have gone sideways, you guys would have hauled me out here in fucking handcuffs for nothing. For fucking nothing, and that's what that asshole wanted to have happen.
If there had been somebody else on duty, it might have happened. Is the point that we're making.
And he's going to what? Scot-free? Just get away with that? Fuck that shit, man. He needs charges pressed against him for doing what he did under threat of having me out of the library for no fucking reason.
The crazy thing is Stacy Simmons, the health director, everybody else, we're all in there together for almost 2 hours. Nobody has a problem.
What was the?
It was that safety
Douglas
after
County
dark.
violence.
Safety after dark thing.
Believe it or not, Douglas County violence reports.
Yeah.
And the library.
And the health director even segregated him and I as media and allowed us media questions at the end.
Oh, okay.
And then John Ratzlaff is going to try to trespass.
Words.
Again, John, I understand your frustrations.
File
Obviously,
something, whatever you can, file it.
Can only say what I can say in uniform, right? What I'm going to do, I'll do what I can do. Document what you guys are saying, what he told me. I'll send that to the municipal court. If you guys have if you have any other questions, just bother municipal court. Make them pay attention to you.
No other question, but when you're sitting down to write up that report, think of yourself standing in the library and just standing there and being asked to leave. How would you feel about it? And then what would go into your report at that point?
Absolutely.
All right.
You'll have a better evening. Okay.
Say again?
I said I hope you'll have a better evening. Okay. All right.
Fucking dude, that guy is nuts, man.
John?
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Dude is off his fucking rocker.
My goodness. You want me to play this back for you real quick? It is a real quick interaction.
Dude, we need to go fucking put out a video on this shit. You guys didn't happen to get some new instructions on how this stuff's working?
Well, this is the same thing.
So,
On what side of the building?
assuming police have been called today.
My instructions do not call.
Oh, really? You're not calling police?
I don't know if that's what they're doing. That was our last instruction.
Oh, really? Really? Okay, good.
We just ask you guys not to continue. We're going to document it.
So we've stepped back from calling the police. Basically.
That's what I understand.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, that's a good thing.
It's the same thing.
So,
On what side of the building?
assuming police have been called today.
My instructions do not call.
Oh, really? You're not calling police?
I don't know if that's what they're doing. That was our last instruction.
Oh, really? Really? Okay, good.
We just ask you guys not to continue. We're going to document it.
So we've stepped back from calling the police. Basically.
That's what I understand.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, that's a good thing.
Hey, we ask you not to return until the 14th of next month.
problem is.
You can get your start here.
Okay, so if you don't leave now, I'm going to call the police, okay? Okay.
Hello, my name is John, security officer of the National Library. I have a patient here who is banned and has been notified as refusing to leave. Yes, 707 Vermont Street.
Can I not say it right now? Yeah, it ends in 0206. I'm not sure. What's her name, ma'am? Yeah, she's not answering. She's currently in the teen zone. Currently in the teen zone. She's a elderly woman wearing a black jacket and plaid pants and gray shoes. Yeah, she's white. I don't think so. Yeah, she's just standing here recording me. Sounds good, thank you. Bye. Let's move to the front, guys. Come on.
Oh, yeah, that's one of my pieces of flair.
She's a elderly woman. You can have it in the back if you want to. They got teens coming in. Okay. My message in there, asking them to get the front for the show. I'll leave you where to go. Sure. Hey, please don't report the
butt plugs.
Just privacy information I don't need to see. I'm sorry about this, girls.
I'm sorry! Simmons. I spy with my little eye a massive waste of police resources.
This woman was here last Saturday. It sounds like she's been taking a bunch of the personal hygiene products that are intended for teens, and then became
I'm taking it, yes.
okay, and then became verbally combative with the staff members. She was ultimately asked to leave, and then was banned until the 14th of next month.
Okay.
Notified her.
Are going to us.
I understand.
Yes.
I notified her 3 times as she walked in. She's not allowed in here, and then called you guys.
Gotcha. Okay, can you please side of it?
Can you please tell the police officer how many number of items I took?
Are those free for the taking? I guess I'm not.
Yes.
Oh, okay. This is something you give to the community.
Yeah. It sounds like there's been a problem the past 2 weeks of
How many?
the stock being cleared out.
How many?
Okay, gotcha.
How many?
Okay, and
There was here last Saturday. It sounds like she's been taking a bunch of the personal hygiene products that are intended for teens, and then became
I'm taking it, yes.
okay, and then became verbally combative with the staff members. She was ultimately asked to leave, and then was banned until the 14th of next month.
okay.
Notified her.
Are going to us.
I understand.
Yes. How many items you can take?
I got you. Okay, we can work through that. Ma'am, do you want to give me your side of the story and kind of tell me what happened?
There were a grand total of 2 laundry detergent sheets. 2.
Okay.
Uno, dos.
Right. Okay, so...
And there was no verbal confrontation. And I left.
Okay.
And this morning, just now, when I walked through the door, this security officer approached me and told me that I'm banned until the 14th.
Gotcha.
Even though
That was my very first notification of any sort of ban.
Gotcha.
the 10 items that we are taking and using are for me and my sister, not her.
I understand. Okay. Where are y'all staying at?
I live in a van down by the river.
Okay. Where are y'all staying at?
I live in a van down by the river.
We don't need to provide that information.
You don't. So this is what we'll do, okay? Because they're asking you to leave now, you will be required to leave. All right?
Well, that's bullshit. You're full of shit today. You are being dishonest or lying. Like you're being dishonest here, and you're just dodging and talking around it in generalities. We've asked you repeatedly to answer our questions. This isn't hard. These are not hard questions. Have you provided us all communications? Excuse me. We've asked for this information. Have you provided any of this information? The answer is no.
Yeah, like I said, as soon as we figure out.
I think it's time to educate the library, fellas.
Sure, by all means, that's one of the biggest parts of our job is education.
Can I ask you folks to move away from the ask desk? Please.
I think we're fine standing where we are. Thank you. Have a good day.
They are allowed to stand wherever
I know.
at
It's
the
just
time.
it's just
Sure, I mean, 100%. What I'll do is all...
Is that normally, do you need to know? Do you normally need to know who is in the library? Okay. I can't enforce policy. And I'm going to tell you the same thing. I'm not enforcing your policy. Right now, all we have is...
He's trying to say it's harassment, and it's not.
Their policy.
There is no harassment, KSA.
Policy, just so you guys know,
So
you guys know their policy.
there is no crime called harassment in the state.
Their policy doesn't dictate our enforcement.
Appreciate you saying that.
As long as no crime is being committed. If a crime was being committed, that's a totally different story.
You know what's interesting? That call came in just 5 minutes ago. That guy's been in here for an hour and a half. Isn't that something?
Okay. I mean,
yeah. And I've been working this area of town since 11 a.m. when all their calls came in.
Isn't that something?
Is that on your with you guys?
well, right now I don't have any crime to enforce. I understand you're telling me a policy that you wish we could enforce, but that's not what I'm going to do.
How about you guys rescind that
Not right
policy?
now, no.
That's straight up discrimination.
Right now, they are
straight up
protected in a- or
discrimination.
they are
straight up
engaging in-
retaliation. This guy was involved in it as well as his jail.
I can't believe he's having to explain this much to a library person that should understand this. Don't you guys have a copy of the Constitution?
I mean,
You should pull it out and read it.
they're engaging in a First Amendment protected activity. So I will direct you to a supervisor. That's what I'm going to do. So are you here? Are you here right now? I hear that. Okay. Well, I invite you to call the police department, request to speak to Sergeant Collado. But myself and my name's Officer Denmark. I have Officer Westfall here with me. That's how we're handling it right now. He's on the way. If you want him to give you a call, I'll let him know. But yes, sir. Officer Denmark, like the country. Yes, sir.
We'd like to know who the RP was, please. Was that Tristan Starr?
It wasn't. Brad Allen.
Brad Allen was the RP himself?
The director.
Good.
Is he coming down here? Did he say?
No.
Good.
That caused me to be banned. I would like to know
Like I said, you were
why I was banned.
And when
I need a reason.
you became
I need a reason for why I'm banned from the library. What did I do? What did I do? What did I do?
I told you 5 times now, and I'm not going to repeat it again.
What did
Well, that's bullshit. You're full of shit today. You are being dishonest or lying. You're being dishonest here. These are important questions that the American people want answers to, and you're just dodging and talking around it in generalities. You won't even answer the questions. We have asked you repeatedly to answer our questions. This isn't hard. These are not hard questions. Have you provided us all communications? We've asked for this information. Have you provided any of this information? The answer is no.
It says there that there is a limit to how many items that you can take, and they're restocked.
I understand that.
And those items were not taken by me. Are those items, let me see what the bin says. What does the bin say? Is the bin here for purely decorative purposes only and cannot be used by anyone? It says teen use only. There is toothbrushes. Let's see. There's a comb there. There's a toothbrush. There's toothpaste. There's masks. There's whatever that is. There's those. There's soap, chapstick, individual sheets of laundry detergent, and sample size deodorant. Look, this is the Teen Comfort Cabinet. Everything in the cabinet is free for teens to use and keep. You can take more than one of each type of item if you need them. The comfort cabinet is not for adults to use. Using comfort cabinet items outside of their intended use, throwing them, breaking them, etc., will result in a 3-day ban. 3-day ban for the library. Not from the library, but for the library. This also applies to the items in the clothing closet. Misusing care items and wasting supplies prevents access to people who might need or want them. It says, I did not throw anything, I did not break anything. You're not able to debate somebody. 2 laundry detergent sheets, 2. Uno Dogs.
Right. Okay, so...
And there was no verbal confrontation. And I left.
Okay.
And this morning, just now, when I walked through the door, this security officer approached me and told me that I'm banned until the 14th.
Gotcha.
Even though
That
the
was
teen
my
items
very
that we are
first
taking,
notification of any sort of ban.
Gotcha.
the teen items that we are taking and using are for me and my sister, not her.
I understand. Okay. Where are y'all staying at?
I live in a van down by the river.
We don't need to provide that information.
You don't. So this is what we'll do, okay? Because they're asking you to leave now, you will be required to leave. All right? And so I will walk out there with you. And now now that you've been made aware,
this is a public space.
I understand that. And they still, have the right to trespass.
I can't enforce policy. And I'm going to tell you the same thing. I'm not enforcing your policy.
I understand that, but I'm being told that you're violating the code. Whatever that means, okay? They have the right to trespass anybody they want, even those from the library.
It's a public, taxpayer-supported facility.
You are now warned that you're not allowed to be here. Can we go out these doors, or do we need to go out the front? Okay, let's go out the front. Okay, and then we can talk further from here. All right?
Let me clarify, the gentleman and the 2 girls are not banned,
Just her.
not
Okay.
trespassed. Yeah.
Yep, that's fine.
Why just her?
Why me?
Why just
What
her?
have I done to offend?
Okay, ma'am, we're not going to continue arguing. Let's walk outside.
Can we please walk?
Name is what?
Come on, let's walk outside. Ma'am, we're not going to continue to do this. Okay? They're asking you to leave and saying that you're banned until the 14th, so let's walk outside.
For what reason?
Go ahead and explain to her the reason one more time, and then we're going to be done.
I want to know what I did that is so offensive.
Yeah, so it sounds like you were taking way too many of the hygiene products.
How many?
And when,
Give me limit. It doesn't say in the rule.
and when confronted,
Can you
came
say?
off that with the staff members.
Can you say how many? I want to know exactly how many. You have called the police. That's a very serious thing to do. How many items did I take, and what items were those?
It's not necessarily a quantity. I think it's how you were acting with staff when talking.
How did I act towards staff?
Am I missing anything you were saying? Okay. Yeah. I think the biggest.
How did I act towards staff? And how did staff act toward me? Was staff very friendly and give me a lot of customer service? Did staff serve me with a smile? What was the staff's customer service? The quality of customer service provided to me by staff. What did I do that was offensive? Can staff elaborate on what it is that caused me to be banned? I would like to know
Like I said, you were taking
why I was banned.
And when the
I need a reason.
you became.
I need a reason for why I'm banned from the library. What did I do? What did I do? What did I do?
I've told you 5 times now, and I'm not going to repeat it again.
What did
It never says there that there is a limit to how many items they can take, and they are restocked.
I understand that.
And those items were not taken by me. Are those items, let me see what the bin says.
It says,
What does the bin say? Is the bin here for purely decorative purposes only and cannot be used by anyone? It says teen use only. There it is. Toothbrushes? Let's see.
There's a home care. Description report from this week. There's 2 births. There's 2 plates.
Well, I don't have any information beyond that. I can check. I understand. Thank you very much.
Laundry detergent.
I'm not going to explain it anymore.
And sanitize deodorant. Look, this is the Teen Comfort cabinet. Everything in the cabinet is free for teens to use and keep. You can take more than one of each type of item if you need them. The comfort cabinet is not for adults to use. Using comfort cabinet items outside of their intended use, throwing them, breaking them, etc., will result in a 3-day ban. 3-day ban. For the library. Not from the library, but for the library. This
seems a bit excessive.
To the items in the clothing closet.
What is it?
What you're power tripping here.
I'm not power tripping.
You obviously are. You're not able to explain any of the details that she's asked for.
I've explained it multiple times to both of you.
And yet you haven't explained any of the details.
What details would you like me to explain?
How many products she took? What was her attitude that was the problem? I mean,
right. It sounds like
you're not able to
let me
debate somebody.
I'm not here to debate anybody. That's not my role here.
No, of course, you're here to enforce some kind of weird rules that this person has made up.
You are misusing our police department.
They have nothing to do.
You're misusing our.
You're wasting their time over something that's unnecessary.
I agree, their time is being wasted. You've been asked to leave.
You're wasting taxpayers.
How can you just ask people to leave for no reason? Your reason is completely fabricated or exaggerated.
That's full sign back.
And the fact that this man, who's the one who is the source of the complaint, refuses to elaborate on any of the details just really shows our point.
I'm responsible for reporting to you.
Of course you're not.
It's my job.
Yeah.
And I've done it multiple times.
And he won't. He won't even tell you what the details are.
I know the details.
Then you aren't telling us? How many items did she take?
How many items did I take?
And the fact that she decided
It's not down to the number.
It must be, because why am I
It sounds
banned?
like it's been cleared out a couple times.
Why am I banned?
And so you're blaming her for taking everything?
No. The blame is that you were treating staff members.
It does not say anything.
How did I treat the staff members?
What I understand is you were verbally abusive to the staff members.
How, please
I'm not
explain
going to cite
exactly
what you said.
what did I say?
So is questioning someone being verbally abusive? Asking someone, what are you talking about? Why are you doing this? What are the real details here?
No, it sounds like you were using the words dictator and getting into people's face.
And that's abusive?
From what I'm telling you today, I could totally understand that.
Oh, of course, because anybody who challenges your authority is therefore being abusive to you.
It is.
It obviously is.
It is about that, because otherwise you wouldn't have called the police for no reason.
I called the police because I asked you to leave and you did not talk to me.
But you don't have a reason to ask me to leave.
I do. It's because
You don't have a reason to ask me to leave because I've done nothing.
Okay, I think I've thoroughly explained.
I've done nothing wrong.
Okay.
I've done nothing at all wrong.
Understood.
And this man is your supervisor? Is that right?
I am the person in charge of the library here today.
There it is! I'm the assistant manager at Baskin Robbins. Come with me.
Okay, and do you have any of the details about what's going on here?
The same details that our security officer has. My understanding is that based on the incident from last week, because of the behavior, that this person was to be banned when next entering the library. That's what Darren attempted to do. You've been reasonably asked.
And no one's told us until right now that she's banned.
That's right, because she hasn't been back to the library to be told.
Why am I banned? I want to know specifically what my behavior is that caused me to be banned.
Our security officer has given you all the information.
I see.
He's given me nothing.
That's right. He's giving us all they're going to give us, though, because they just... Sounds like he called it right. I mean, they're just using their own little power here to enforce it arbitrarily against people they decide to not like.
You're not afraid of being defunded?
You challenge somebody on something about her taking everything when she says that's not true and things like that, then you get banned?
He admits that that is not true. It is only this individual. They are going with this individual's word only.
Yeah, of course.
This individual says something, and therefore it's the gospel truth. I'm going to get a still image of the sign back here, because I'm sure that after I leave, they will destroy the sign, and but they'll probably remove the banner so that no one can have it.
Should be here in a minute. So we've got teams that need to use this room. Might be a little busy.
How you doing?
Doing well yourself?
Good.
He's not willing to leave.
What's that?
Someone who's not willing to leave right now.
We didn't say that.
They've been told by security guards that they're going to interview. She's claiming that she wasn't told formally about this, and she's getting to know about this just now. And according to their policy, the second time we have to come over here and enforce a trespass against you.
Okay.
Can I talk to you guys just real quick? Give you a heads up.
How is this a team comfort zone? I don't feel comfortable.
I wouldn't feel comfortable either.
Yeah, it's
Teams don't feel comfortable.
a little over the top reaction, and if you question what they're saying, then all of a sudden they're banned.
I did.
That's a little excessive.
I believe you.
You know, and no one cursed, no one raised their voice, no one did anything. I mean, we're just recording this now because they won't talk to us. We just expected this to
My
happen.
phone too. If I feel like I need to record, so I don't blame you guys at all.
Yeah,
I didn't have my phone with me.
unfortunately.
So it's his
Yeah.
against mine.
And they won't explain themselves. They just keep repeating the same things over and over, and they lack any kind of detail. They just, basically personal animosity apparently because someone challenged their authority.
To prove that you're a decent person.
Yeah, I can't imagine how they treat some people here.
And you guys are just here. You guys are all just here together, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Before this whole thing, were you guys enjoying your day so far?
We were, yeah.
Okay.
See, they do what they want to do when there's no man to protect the lady.
The weirdest things happen to her when she goes out without me around.
I wouldn't be shocked. We live in an interesting world, so.
That is true.
I'd be shocked about it.
Can't imagine what you guys see.
It's ridiculous that I'm at my age and I need a man for protection.
Well, hopefully we can all figure this out in a way that everybody's kind of happy about it, and then we don't have to deal with this again.
Yeah.
Or you guys are dealing with it, and maybe they're seeing something that I don't know about, and we can get it all figured out.
I'm glad there's a sign.
Well, we certainly appreciate you guys' professionalism in dealing with this matter.
No, I didn't. What does it say?
Can you please read this right?
What up?
This sign says, read the sign. Everything in the cabinet is free for teens to use and keep. You can take more than one of each type of item if you need them. The comfort cabinet is not for adults to use. Using comfort cabinet items outside of their intended use, throwing them, breaking them, etc., will result in a 3-day ban for the library. This also applies to the items in the clothing closet. Misusing care items and wasting supplies prevents access to people who might need or want them.
All right, that's reasonable.
So I took 2 of the laundry detergent sheets and I get way more than a 3-day ban.
Because you're not a teenager using it, is that why?
No,
We are teenagers.
You
He's
guys are
gathering them
the
for
guys?
us, and we were present while the issue was there.
Yeah, I was the only one that wasn't there, so they treated her.
So what they were upset was, is that an adult grabbed it? Is that what they were saying?
but
I know
the adult didn't.
So you grabbed it?
Yes.
Okay, like you said, she grabbed it for you.
I was with them
Okay. Okay, well, we'll get that figured out. If it's something as simple as that, how long ago was that?
last Saturday.
Okay, so it should have been 3 days, should already passed by then, that's what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Well, we'll see what's going on.
They just really are taking it too far. And there's really, I don't know if
But when I walked,
they're used to people just bowing to them and just saying, yes, sir.
guard was completely, immediately on me.
Recognized you immediately?
I had never seen the security guard before a day in my life.
Yeah, it's very strange. They must have security video or something. They've been sitting around worrying about this all week or something crazy.
Yeah.
They really must not have much to do with their time if this is what they get upset about.
Yeah, normally they have bigger fish to fry.
I really don't understand why my wife's being targeted this way, other than some sort of personal thing that they've taken some sort of obsession to.
Were you already here today, or did you get called here?
No, I was here. We came together.
I brought him.
Yeah, well.
I brought him because I was scared of that guy.
Okay, was the same person?
That.
Yeah, the guy with the long hair.
Sage is his name.
He refuses to speak now, but apparently he is quite vocal with my wife, and I consider it abusive.
I was talking to the girls, and he was interrupting our conversation.
I mean, yeah.
What is the best, if you guys could come up with the best case scenario solution for the day, what would that be?
All I want to do is just follow the sign.
So did you come here to grab some stuff from there today?
Yeah, and she already did.
And then you were going to head out after that?
We were, but then they said they called the police, so we figured we would wait for you guys, because we're not going to run from the police for nothing.
I wanted you to witness.
And then you guys would have to like try to chase us down, or who knows, we didn't want to cause any more problems.
Yeah,
I wanted to stay here
Yeah, I mean.
so that you would witness how they're treating customers.
Yeah.
I'm a taxpayer.
Right.
I deserve.
And it's a public place, and people deserve to be where they're.
I'm following the sign guidelines.
Right. Well, it seems like we get calls like this every once in a while. This isn't the first time we've dealt with it, and we always take these really slow because we don't want to make a mistake on either part.
Right.
You guys a disservice, and we don't want to do that.
Yeah, I sure appreciate you guys doing that and being very professional about
You
it.
guys are being professional as well.
I'm trying to keep her cool.
I can see how people can do that. Go ahead.
Even they are admitting that I was not completely out of line.
Talking about today or the last time?
Last time.
Well, and they also said that they hadn't told you last time that you weren't banned.
I found that out when I came in.
I thought the way it works is if you got trespassed, you had to be told first, and then if you came back, you would be in trouble.
Yeah, that's normally how a trespass works. So how it normally works for us is that we would issue you guys a trespass and be like, hey, you can't return here for a set amount of time.
We have to verbally told you.
But yeah, we would say that.
And you can be trespassed?
Acknowledge what we're telling you.
Right, and you can be trespassed from a public building? I thought it had to be like a private building that you had to be.
You can, as long as, so there's a set of rules, right? And there's people that manages the place itself. And
They don't do a good job managing it.
and we can agree and disagree on that, and you might be right about that. What I'm trying to say is that people have to abide by those rules, right? Like, I cannot just come over here, bring my tent and bring my sleeping bag and sleep here.
Right.
After hours of work and everything, even though this is a public place, we have to abide by those rules. And they decide if they want to admit people in the building they are managing, or they want people out because they're causing a sore trouble, right? So
sure,
that's how the public situation works with the public buildings.
This is what we're going to do today. Are y'all willing to give me your names?
No.
Okay. So what's going to end up happening is you understand that you're trespassed, that they're asking you to leave and don't want you here.
What's that thinking?
Do you hear what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You understand that? Okay, so what's going to happen is I'm going to forward charges to the municipal court on you, recommending that they charge you with trespassing because you've been warned multiple times.
Well, I have not.
And I'm warning you now, and they've also asked you to leave multiple times. Okay?
I've not been told.
You have, even while I'm in here. So I have told you, you would not do it, okay?
You need to know that you've been banned.
That's called remaining in defiance of of a personal order. Okay? That's part of the trespassing
Did
statute.
you see the sign back
Feel free
there?
to look it up. All right? I'm just letting you know what's happening, okay?
The sign said 3 days.
Here's our opportunity.
If you're throwing
We
something.
can all walk out, all right? And I won't forward trespassing charges to municipal court. Or you can continue staying in here if you want. I'm not gonna drag you out of the building, but just know that if you do remain here in defiance of a personal order, like the statute says, those charges are gonna be pressed, and the municipal court will decide whether they wanna go forward with those or not.
Did you want to look at the sign back here?
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so
Can you
this is
come
your
with me?
opportunity. Would you like to walk out?
Can you come with me and look?
Ma'am,
It says 3 days if you throw something.
Okay, I'm not worried about what that sign says right now. I'm worried about what you have been told even the week prior. I don't understand what was going on with that disturbance, why that happened, but apparently you were told not to come back then.
I was
You
not
were
told that.
I'm going off the information that I'm being given, okay? But you are being told now, so that really does not matter at this point. You can walk out with me.
So how many days?
You can walk out with, how many days do you want to trespass?
She's currently trespassing until the 14th of next month.
Why is it not 3 days?
But this will extend it.
Okay, so how...
Failing to follow the reasonable direction of staff and remaining after being out.
When is she trespassed until now?
I would have to look.
Okay, I'll need that date so that I can give that to her.
Okay.
I'm sorry?
We have guidelines on duration.
Okay, if you'll look at that so that I can give that to her, that way we can be fair, I would appreciate that.
I only just found out today.
Okay, are you willing to walk out with me now?
Yes, I am.
Okay, let's go do that.
I wanted you to witness how they're treating people.
Well, ma'am, I hear what you're saying, and I'm doing my best to treat everybody the same, but at the end of the day, the fact remains that they have asked you to leave and you haven't. So, like I said, if you leave now, we'll be fine, but you need to understand that you're trespassing. If you come back, that you're subject to an arrest or citation.
It usually trespasses because you've done something to merit it.
Okay, I understand, and they're telling me that you broke some sort of code of conduct. That is between you and them, okay? But if you will give me that info, I'll walk out with you and let you know when they are lifting that ban on you, and then hopefully we can avoid situations like this in the future.
So they can't even tell you the information.
They have told me that they thought that you were taking more of those comfort items. Is that what we're talking about? And then once that you were confronted about that you became verbally aggressive.
What did I say?
Okay. Ma'am, again, I'm not going to argue this with you. You can talk to them, but we're going to do it outside. So let's walk that way.
Thank you.
Yes,
I want to thank you because confronted is exactly what I was.
Okay.
Sage confronted me like nobody's business.
Well, I understand that, and I'm sorry that you weren't happy with that interaction. But that's not something
Nobody's happy with being confronted.
Correct, and that's not something that I can change now, okay?
I'm just saying, if they're going to do that to me, just think what they're going to do to a minority member.
Well, and you understand that if you have issues that you can also call us, it doesn't just have to be them. If you feel like that something's going on that you need us here to help mediate, I'm more than willing to come in and do that. That way, allegations don't fly any which way, and I know exactly what's happened. That way, everybody can be treated fair. You're more than welcome to call too. Okay?
I never thought that this was going to happen.
Well, I hear you, and I'm sorry that...
How did you know what I looked like? Well, when I come through the door, I've never seen you a day in my life. Why did you immediately come up to me and tell me that I need to leave?
Look, this room has been shut down for half an hour. Can we leave, please?
Okay, let's go ahead and walk in.
You're not going to answer that question?
No, they're just going to verify exactly what you said about them.
I didn't say
Their silence speaks
plenty.
But thank you for your professional, officer.
Just
Appreciate
imagine
it.
how they're treating the teenagers if they're treating an old person this way. I can imagine how badly they're treating the teenagers. That's why that room is empty most of the time.
Just keep your voice down now.
Yeah, real quick, before she goes, so that she knows how long that trespass is in place. Okay. Ma'am, he's going to grab that trespass information just so you know when they're okay with you coming back. I don't want you to leave without that.
Like, is it in writing?
It won't be in writing. I'll verbally tell you.
Okay, he'll verbally tell you. But he's gonna go get that for you now. You can go ahead and demoralize. They want you to leave without knowing.
So it doesn't really have to be a purpose, and it doesn't have to specify exactly why. It's on a whim. It's purely on a whim.
Yeah, it sounds pretty chaotic and
It's subjective.
yeah.
And what they were articulating to me is that there was a disturbance caused last time. And now, I wasn't here. Okay, by you. That's what they were. I understand your argument. I understand. What I'm telling you is that's what they're telling me. That's the reason they don't want someone in here causing disorderly conduct. Okay. Now, again, so I wasn't here.
Now it's disorderly conduct?
A disturbance. Disorderly conduct is not what they described to me, the level that arose to.
Well, you got to wonder how many times they do this sort of thing and exaggerate and escalate things, unnecessarily escalating things.
And so, like I said, if there's a concern, obviously anybody can call us. We will come out here and do the best we can. I'm just telling you the grounds that they described to me, why they wanted to trespass, because of the disturbance that was caused the last time.
And since
again, I wasn't here for that. I don't know. At this point, it's your word against theirs, and there's no charges being pressed for that. Right? That's the grounds that they told me why they wanted to trespass.
And as management, they can pretty much say whatever they want to you guys, and you guys have to accept what they say since they're managing their property. Even though
right, correct. If they have a legitimate
totally fabricate things if they want to.
But they don't have a legitimate reason.
Right, so what they're describing to me is that someone causing a disturbance goes against their guidelines.
Did you read the sign? No.
So I understand the sign said for throwing things to trespass for 3 days, right?
It also says you can take more of any item.
Okay, and so this is what I would encourage.
Of any item.
How about this? I have not seen their guidelines. They're telling me that that disturbance last week violated those, okay? So what I would encourage you to do is maybe get a number for library leadership, call them, let them know what happened, and run that by them so that they're aware of it too.
Definitely.
Okay?
Yeah, so we will be extending the ban by only 1 month to February 14th, 2025.
And you're extending it, why?
Why is
Disregarding the reasonable direction of staff.
When I came in the door, you told me what date.
We're not going to rehash any of this, okay?
When I came in the door, you told me.
But I will provide you a card for my boss, and you can reach out to them if you think something's wrong, okay?
And so when Valentine's Day, February 14th comes, then I'll come in and then you'll tell me, oh, you're banned until Christmas of 2025.
But as far as this instance, I mean, you're not banned in either of the two.
Do you want that card that he had?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Aaron's grabbing it.
He's getting it. Okay. He's right.
So we go from the 14th of January to the 14th of February. For what reason?
1 month for disregarding the reasonable direction of staff.
It's not reasonable, though.
Okay. Well, that's why I'm giving you the card, so you can reach out to my manager.
I have a feeling they're doing this to a lot of people.
I do too.
I wouldn't want to be in your position.
I can tell you this is the first time that I've been called out to trespass to remove someone from the building.
Oh, is it really? I think that's probably not accurate.
So
I think that right there, you've never been told to remove
physically
anyone
remove
from the
someone
Lawrence
from this
Public
building?
Library.
No, not that I can do.
Has any member of the Lawrence Police Department
You're going to have to get with our records department.
removed someone from the Lawrence Public
I
Library?
have no idea.
I'd like to give you this contact information. So I'm afraid this is an old business card. Kathleen is our deputy director, despite what it says on the card here. We're out of our business cards for our director. Our director's name is Brad Allen, and his extension is here. So you're welcome to give him a call at the number printed on this card.
So you're the technology coordinator? So
This is a little bit out of date, but I'm our IT supervisor.
The IT
We're starting to block
supervisor.
the entryway here, so let's get to it, okay?
Yeah, we're leaving. We already agreed that we were leaving. We just want to complete our interaction here. I think you need to try to de-escalate things in the future. I really don't understand why you guys have so much adrenaline that you're trembling over it.
Okay.
It's It's not really needed.
You are misusing our police department. You're misusing our police force. You're wasting taxpayer dollars.
You've been asked to leave.
You're wasting taxpayer dollars.
Ask people to leave for no
bothering.
Your reason is completely fabricated or exaggerated.
That sign back there says that you're free to take more than one item from each bin.
Of course you're not.
That's my job.
Yeah.
And I've done it multiple times.
And he won't. He won't even tell you what the details are.
I know the details.
Then you
don't know the details. Because
did she take?
how many items did I take?
The fact that she decided.
Again, it's not down to the number. She's been taking a bunch of the personal hygiene products that are intended for teens.
It must be, because why am I
It sounds
banned?
like it's been cleared out a couple of times over the
Why
past
am
2
I
weeks.
banned?
And so you're blaming her for taking everything.
No. The blame is how you were treating the staff. She's been taking a bunch of the personal hygiene products that are intended for teens. Members last week.
How did I treat the staff members?
What I understand is you are verbally abusive to the staff. She's been taking a bunch of the personal hygiene products that are intended for teens.
How can, please
I'm not
explain
gonna cite exactly what you said.
What did I say?
So is questioning someone being verbally abusive? Asking someone, what are you talking about? Why are you doing this? What are the real details here?
This individual right here,
You were using the words dictator and getting into people's space.
dictator.
That's abusive?
And what I'm telling you today, I could totally understand that.
Oh, of course, because anybody who challenges your authority is therefore being abusive to you.
It is about that.
Obviously is.
It is about that, because otherwise you wouldn't have called the police for no reason.
I called the police because I asked you to leave and you did not talk to me. And you kept
But
walking.
you don't have a reason to ask me to leave.
I do. It's because
You
you've been
don't
banned.
have a reason to ask me to leave because I've done nothing.
Okay, I think I've thoroughly explained.
I've done nothing wrong.
Okay,
I've done nothing at all wrong.
understood.
Your sign,
Supervisor, is that right?
I am the person in charge of the library here today.
Okay.
the sign, did you read the sign?
The same details that our security officer has, my understanding,
This person had no reason to accost me.
because of the behavior.
What behavior?
This person was to be banned when next entering the library. That's what Darren attempted to do.
What is my behavior?
And no one's told us until right now that she's banned.
That's right, because she hasn't been back to the library to be told.
Why am I banned? I want to know specifically what my behavior is that caused me to be banned.
Our security officer has given you all the information.
He's given me nothing.
That's right. He's giving us all they're going to give us, though, because they just, sounds like he called it right. I mean, they're just using their own little power here to enforce it arbitrarily against people.
Taxpayer dollars. You're not afraid of being defunded?
You challenge somebody on something about her taking everything when she says that's not true and things like that, then you get...
He even admits that that is not true.
I did not admit.
It is only this individual. They are going with this individual's word only.
Yeah, of course.
This individual says something, and therefore it's the gospel truth. I'm going to get a still image of this sign back here, because I'm sure that after I leave, they will destroy this sign and they'll probably remove the bin so that no one can have anything.
Hey, please don't record the
I didn't do a thing.
I believe it. You know, no one cursed, no one raised their voice, no one did anything.
They're not even saying that.
Because they won't talk to us.
Yeah, well, that's what I do too. I pull up my phone too if I feel like I need to record, so I don't blame you guys at all.
Last week, I didn't have my phone with me.
Unfortunately.
So it's his word against mine.
And they won't.
And it'd be that way again today too if I didn't have my...
And they're they lack any kind of detail. They They just
That's terrible when you can't go to your library without bringing your cell phone to prove that you're a decent person.
Yeah, I can't imagine how they treat some people here.
Hi, nice, we're town floor.
And you guys are just here, you guys are all just here together, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Before this whole thing, were you guys?
It was me and me and them.
Okay.
See, they do what they want to do when there's no man to protect the ladies.
The weirdest things happen to her when she goes out without me around.
I wouldn't be shocked. We live in an interesting world, so
That's
I hate to say that. I
true.
wouldn't be shocked about it.
Can't imagine what you guys see.
All right.
It's ridiculous that I'm at my age and I need a man for protection.
Well, hopefully we can all figure this out in a way that everybody's kind of happy about it, and then we don't have to deal with this again. So I'm sorry you guys are dealing with it, and maybe there's something that I don't know about, and we can get it all figured out.
I'm glad there's a sign.
Well, we certainly appreciate you guys' professionalism.
Did you read this sign back here?
No, I didn't. What does it say?
Can you please read this sign?
What up?
This sign says specifically, read the sign. Everything in the cabinet is free for teens to use and keep. You can take more than one of each type of item if you need them. The comfort cabinet is not for adults to use. Using comfort cabinet items outside of their intended use, throwing them, breaking them, etc., will result in a 3-day ban for the library. This also applies to the items in the clothing closet. Misusing care items and wasting supplies prevents access to people who might need or want them.
All right, that's reasonable.
So I took 2 of the laundry detergent sheets, and I get way more than a 3-day ban.
Because you're not a teenager using it, is that?
No.
We are teenagers. He
You
was
guys are the ones
gathering
that
them for
got it?
us and
Yes.
were present while the issue was there.
Yeah, I was the only one that went in there, so they treated her.
So what they were upset was that an adult grabbed it. Is that what they were saying?
But the adult didn't.
So you grabbed it?
Yes.
Okay, I thought you said
I was with them.
Okay, well, we'll get that figured out. If it's something as simple as that, how long ago was that?
Last Saturday.
Okay, so it should have been 3 days, should have already passed by then. That's what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Well, we'll see what's going on.
They just really are taking it too far. It's really, I don't know.
But when I walked through the front door, the security guard was immediately on me.
Recognized you immediately?
I have never seen the security guard before a day in my life.
Yeah, the first strange, they must have security video or something. They've been sitting around worrying about this all week.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Right.
Yeah.
They really must not have much to do with their time if this is what they get upset about.
Yeah, normally they have bigger fish to fry.
I really don't understand why my wife's being targeted this way.
Right.
There's some sort of personal thing that they've taken some sort of obsession to.
Were you already here today, or did you get called here?
No, I was here. We came together.
I brought him.
Yeah.
I brought him because I was scared of that guy.
Okay. Well, same person?
That is, yeah, Sage. Sage is his name.
He refuses to speak now, but apparently he's quite vocal with my wife.
I was talking to the girls, and he was interrupting our conversation.
I mean, yeah.
Well, what is the best, if you guys could come up with the best case scenario solution for the day, what would that be?
All I want to do is just follow the sign.
So did you come here to grab some stuff from there today?
Yeah, she already did.
Yeah.
And then you were going to head out after?
Yes.
We were, but then they said they called the police, so we figured we would wait for you guys.
Yeah.
We're not going to run from the police.
I wanted you to witness what they're treating us like.
Chase us down, or who knows? We didn't want to cause
I appreciate you doing that. Yeah,
I wanted to stay here so that you would witness how they're treating customers.
Yeah.
I'm a taxpayer.
Right.
I deserve.
And it's a public place, and people deserve to be where they're.
I'm following the sign guidelines.
All right. Well, it seems like we get calls like this every once in a while. This isn't the first time we've dealt with it, and we always take these really slow because we don't want to make a mistake on either part. We
Right.
do you guys a disservice, and we don't want to do them.
Yeah, I sure appreciate you guys doing that.
But even
you guys are being professional as well.
even they
Yeah, I can see how people could be upset. Go ahead.
even they are admitting that I was not completely out of line.
Right. Talking about today or the last time?
Last time.
Well, and they also said that they had told you last time that you weren't banned.
I found that out when I came in the doors just today.
You got trespassed. You had to be told first, then if you came back, you'd be in trouble.
Yeah, that's normally how a trespass works. So how it normally works for us is that we would issue you guys a trespass and be like, hey, you can't return here for a set amount of time.
We have to verbally tell you.
But yeah, we would say that.
And you can't be
As you acknowledge what we're telling you.
Right. And you can be trespassed from a public building? I thought it had to be like a private building.
That's
you can, as long as, so there's a set of rules, right? And there's people that manages the place itself. And
They don't do a good job managing it.
and we can agree and disagree on that, and you might be right about that. What I'm trying to say is that people have to abide by those rules, right? Like, I cannot just come over here, bring my tent and bring my sleeping bag.
Sure.
Right. Sure. After hours of work and everything, even though this is a public place, we have to abide by those rules. And they decide if they want to admit people in the building they are managing, or they want people out because they're causing us a sort of trouble, right? So that's how the public situation works with the public buildings.
This is what we're going to do today. Are y'all willing to give me your names?
No.
Okay. So what's going to end up happening is you understand that you're trespassed, that they're asking you to leave and don't want you here.
What's that beeping?
Do you hear what I'm saying? Yeah. You understand that? Okay, so what's going to happen is I'm going to forward charges to the municipal court on you, recommending that they charge you with trespassing because you've been warned multiple times.
Well, I have not.
So, and I'm warning you now, and they've also asked you to leave multiple times, okay?
I've not been told.
You have, even while I'm in here. So, I have told you, you would not do it, okay?
You need bombastic side eye. To know that you've been
That's
banned.
called remaining in defiance of a personal order, okay? That's part of the trespassing statute.
Did you see the sign back
Feel free
there?
to look it up. I'm just letting you know what's happening, okay?
The sign said
here's
3 days.
Here's our opportunity.
If you're throwing
We
something.
can all walk out, all right? And I won't forward trespassing charges to the municipal court. Or you can continue staying in here if you want. I'm not going to drag you out of the building, but just know that if you do remain here in defiance of a personal order, like the statute says, those charges are going to be pressed, and the municipal court will decide whether they want to go forward with those or not.
Did you want to look at the sign back here?
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so
Can you
this is
come
your
with me?
opportunity. Would you like to walk out?
And that story bored me to death. Can you come with me and look at this sign? It says 3 days if you throw something.
Okay, I'm not worried about what that sign says right now. I'm worried about what you have been told even the week prior. I don't understand what was going on with that disturbance, why that happened, but apparently you were told not to come back then.
I was not told that.
I'm going off the information that I've been given, okay? But you are being told now, so that really does not matter at this point. You can walk out with me.
So how many days?
You can walk out with, how many days do you want to trespass?
She's currently trespassed until the 14th of next month.
Why is it not 3 days?
But this will extend it.
Okay, so
failing to follow the reasonable direction of staff and remaining after being asked.
When is she trespassed until now?
I would have to look.
Okay, I'll need that date so that I can give that to her.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
We have guidelines on duration.
Okay, if you'll look at that so that I can give that to her, that way we can be fair, I would appreciate that.
I only just found out today.
Okay, are you willing to walk out with me now?
Yes,
You know
I
this?
am.
Okay, let's go do that.
I wanted you to witness how they're treating people.
Well, ma'am, I hear what you're, I'm doing my best to treat everybody the same. But at the end of the day, the fact remains that they have asked you to leave and you haven't. So, if you leave now, we'll be fine, but you need to understand that you're trespassing. If you come back, that you're subject to an arrest or citation.
It usually trespasses because you've done something to merit it.
Okay, I understand. And they're telling me that you broke some sort of code of conduct. That is between you and them, okay?
They can't even tell
me that
you.
info. I'll walk out with you and let you know when they are lifting that ban on you, and then hopefully we can avoid situations like this in the future.
So they can't even tell you the information.
They have told me that they thought that you were taking more of those comfort items. Is that what we're talking about?
No. Wrong.
And then once that you were confronted about that you became verbally aggressive.
No. Wrong.
What did I say?
Okay. Ma'am, again, I'm not going to argue this with you. You can talk to them, but we're going to do it outside.
And
so let's walk that way.
Thank you.
Yes,
I want to thank you because confronted is exactly what I was.
Okay.
Sage confronted me like nobody's business.
Well, I understand that, and I'm sorry that you weren't happy with that interaction. But that's
Nobody's happy with being confronted.
Correct, and that's not something that I can change now, okay?
I'm just saying, if they're going to do that to me, just think what they're going to do to a minority member.
Well, and you understand that if you have issues that you can also call us. It doesn't just have to be them. If you feel like that something's going on that you need us here to help mediate, I'm more than willing to come in and do that. That way, allegations don't fly any which way, and I know exactly what's happened. That way, everybody can be treated fair. You're more than welcome to call too. Okay?
I never thought that this was going to happen.
Well, I hear you, and
how did you know what I looked like?
I'm not going to explain anything more.
When I come through the door, I've never seen you a day in my life. Why did you immediately come up to me and tell me that I need to leave?
Look, this room's been shut down for half an hour. Can we leave, please?
Okay, let's go ahead and walk in.
You're not going to answer that? Just imagine how they're treating the teenagers if they're treating an old person this way. I can imagine how badly they're treating the teenagers. That's why that room is empty most of the time.
When they're okay coming back, I don't want you to leave without that.
Like, is it in writing?
It won't be in writing. I'll verbally tell you.
Okay, he'll verbally tell you. But he's going to go get that for you now. We can go ahead and keep walking. I just didn't want you to leave without knowing.
So it doesn't really have to be a purpose, and it doesn't have to specify exactly why. It's on a whim. It's purely on a whim. It's subjective.
And what they were articulating to me is that there was a disturbance caused last time. No, I wasn't here.
By Sage.
By you is what they were. I understand.
Because he confronted me.
I understand. What I'm telling you is that's what they're telling me. That's the reason they don't want someone in here causing disorderly conduct, okay? Now, again, so I wasn't here.
Now it's disorderly conduct?
A disturbance. Disorderly conduct is not what they described to me, the level that arose to. Okay?
You got to wonder how many times they do this sort of thing and exaggerate.
Imagine how they're treating the teenagers.
Unnecessarily escalating things.
And so, like I said, if there's a concern, obviously anybody can call us. We will come out here and do the best we can. I'm just telling you the grounds that they described to me why they wanted you trespass, because of the disturbance that was caused the last time you were here. Again, I wasn't here for that. I don't know. At this point, it's your word against theirs, and there's no charges being pressed for that, right? That's the grounds that they told me why they wanted you trespass, was based off the disturbance last time.
They can pretty much say whatever they want to you guys, and you guys have to accept what they say since they're managing their property.
Right, correct. If they have a legitimate reason.
Okay, but they don't have a legitimate reason.
Right, so what they're describing
did
to
you
me
read
is
the
that
sign?
someone causing a disturbance goes against their guidelines.
Did you read the sign, though?
So I understand the sign said for throwing things you trespass for 3 days, right?
It also says you can take more of any item.
Okay, and so this is what
more than one of any item.
How about this? I have not seen their guidelines. They're telling me that disturbance last week violated those, okay? So what I would encourage you to do is maybe get a number for library leadership, call them, let them know what happened, and run that and do the best we can. I'm just telling you the ground by them so that they're aware of it too.
They
definitely. Okay.
Yeah, so we will be extending the ban by only 1 month to February 14th, 2025.
And you're extending it why?
Why is
Disregarding the reasonable direction of staff.
when I came in the door, you told me what date?
We're not going to rehash any of this, okay?
When I came in the door, you told
But
me
I will
what?
provide you a card for my boss, and you can reach out to them if you think something's wrong, okay?
And so when Valentine's Day, February 14th comes,
Mm-hmm.
then I'll come in and then you'll tell me, oh, you're banned until Christmas of 2025.
But as far as this instance, I mean, you're not banned, and neither are the two girls.
Do you want that card that he had?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Aaron's got it.
He's getting it. Okay. He's right.
So we go from the 14th of January to the 14th of February. For what reason?
1 month for disregarding the reasonable direction of staff.
It's not reasonable, though.
Okay. Well, that's why I'm giving you the card, so you can reach out to my manager, okay?
I have a feeling they're doing this to a lot of people.
I do too. I think this is a
I
pattern.
can tell you this is the first time that I've been called out to trespass to remove somebody from the building.
Oh, is it really? I think that's probably not accurate. I think that right there, you've never been called to remove anyone
Physically
from
remove
the
someone
Lawrence
from this
Public
building.
Library.
No.
Criminal offensive side eye.
No, not that I can recall.
Has any member of the Lawrence Police Department
You're going to have
ever
to get with our records department.
removed someone from the Lawrence Public
I have
Library?
no idea. Okay, here's the card.
Information. So I'm afraid this is an old
And
business
you
card,
are?
but Kathleen is our deputy director, despite what it says on the card here. We're out of our business cards for our director. Our director's name is Brad Allen, and his extension is here. So you're welcome to give him a call at the number printed on this card.
So you're the
That extension.
technology
As soon as that camera is off, he gonna
coordinator? So
This is a little bit
you're the-
out of date, but I'm our IT supervisor, yes.
The IT
We're starting to block the
supervisor.
entryway here, so let's get moving, okay?
Yeah, we're leaving. We already agreed
sounds
we're
good.
leaving.
All right.
Want to complete our interaction here?
Yep.
I think you need to try to de-escalate things in the future.
Instead of escalating.
Okay. You guys have so much adrenaline that you're trembling over it.
Okay.
It's not really needed.
That,
All right, sounds good.
that was a waste of taxpayer dollars right there.
Okay. Thanks, guys.
That was the comfort zone we just left. It's called the comfort zone. Okay.
The number down, the incident number for us coming out here.
Okay.
Okay, and then I wrote my name and my badge number there.
Okay.
All right, and then if you need something or have any questions, like I said, you can call and ask for me.
Okay.
I usually work downtown in this area. Yeah, and if there continue to be issues, like I said, you're also more than welcome to call and ask for us. It doesn't have to be somebody else.
Okay.
If you think that would help.
Okay.
Okay, but
Yeah,
like
we
you
have
said,
no idea it's going to escalate
no,
so quickly.
I got you. And like he said, February 14th is how long they're wanting you banned or trespass.
It started January 14th.
Yeah, nope, I hear you.
And that's when I walked in the door.
Right, yeah.
I didn't know a thing about it till I walked in the door.
I hear you. I hear you.
Yeah, well,
It's just,
I think that they'd be a little bit better at
yeah,
public interaction.
You'd think, yeah, customer service.
Right.
It's always
I
been
hear
a
you.
priority in most
I've always
because I'm impartial, I'm not going to agree or disagree with you, okay? But I'm hearing what you're saying.
Yeah, I understand that.
Okay?
All right, well, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good day. Yep, absolutely.
I need to join companion modes.
Yeah. Please.
Okay. Well, that is out at a very prominent location at the entrance of the library. Mm-hmm. Is that going to be a word that's allowed to be said?
I'm not quite sure what.
According to your policy, is that going to be a word that's going to be allowed to be said? This is a book that's put out right prominent, right at the entrance of the library. Mm-hmm. And if somebody were to come in here and say that word, is that going to be a problem for anybody at the library?
I would need to think about that a little bit. I mean, it depends. It depends on our behavioral policy. It depends.
Well, I'm not talking about behavior. I'm talking about speaking that word.
Yeah, I understand. I would say, like, right now, I'm preparing to do a meeting, and I'm not really going to discuss this right now, Michael.
Right now, Brad Allen, I think you're a pussy. Does that meet any kind of violation?
If you referred to me in that manner, that would be threatening language.
It would be? Okay. Brad Allen, I think you're a pussy for that policy.
Oh, thank you.
Call the police if you need to, but I'm here for the meeting.
Now, you're not calling the police anymore.
Oh, really?
You know the police aren't enforcing your policies.
Oh, really?
So,
Don't have any comment, Justin.
will you log that? Am I a disruption? Have a good night.
Thank you, Mark.
Not if y'all are making a disruption.
We're not making it.
It's America, right there. Here we go. Already being shut down. It's America, right? For you it is. Right? Too bad. You touch me, I'm calling police. You can't. Don't touch it. This is open to the public. This is open to the public. This is open to the public.
Touch me and I'll call police.
We want in.
Pardon me, there's someone.
We're coming in.
No, police have been
Who are
called.
you?
You are not
Who are
welcome
you?
in our event.
Who are you?
Excuse me.
Why can't we come to your event?
You're not welcome.
Why?
You're not welcome.
Why?
You're throwing hateful signs.
What's
This is
hateful?
a-
What's
it's not
hateful?
active event.
This isn't hateful. Being silenced again. We're not welcome.
Yeah,
You guys are all about inclusivity.
She looked like. She's the one in the suit, gray suit up front.
This is a public event at a public building. We are the public and we're coming in.
I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna shut the door.
Right. Well, you can close it.
Thank you.
Why are we allowed? Why are we allowed? We're the public. We want to attend your meeting.
You have every here for the information.
Yes, we are. And we have every single right to attend it as well. We want to
At the
learn.
last event you
We
were
wanna
at, you
learn.
filmed,
We
which is
wanna
against our rules.
This is
You're
a
not allowed
public
to film
building.
us.
This is a public building. This is a public building. I can film in a public
No, you
building.
can't. Not if you don't. I'm not gonna film anyone's face.
Yes, you
You
can.
filmed our faces last time. We saw
Shaking
it.
like a leaf. Are you
You
calling
filmed
the
our faces
police?
last time. I am.
Calling the police? For
I am.
what?
You need to be removed.
For what?
Because, can we have security, please? He needs to be removed immediately.
For what? For what? We haven't done anything wrong. We want to go to this event.
It's a police emergency.
Police emergency? How come you have your mask down? Yeah, we can come. We're part of the public, just like they are. We can go to the meeting. They know it. We know it. The police know it. All of us Americans know it.
785.
So let's go.
Can you just check it? I don't feel safe giving out my number in front of this person.
We don't care much.
We don't care.
Just let us in. We're not
If you
going to
let
report
us
anything, so
in.
you're giving us every right to right
So
now.
I have 2 protesters at an event at the library for trans rights.
Silly girl.
I'm not a girl, thank you. They're filming us, they're protesting, and they're being verbally abusive towards me.
Oh my
really?
God.
Really?
You're
What did we say?
Just let us in.
What was verbally abusive?
They're in the library, we're outside the auditorium, right inside the library. They've blocked entrance to our event, but they're
No, we
gonna
did
come
not.
in if I move. Two assumed white, one assumed white,
Don't assume my
two
race.
assumed female.
Don't assume my race.
One
Don't assume
assumed
gender.
male.
Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. That's verbally abusive. I want to make the same report.
I'm assuming male and I'm assuming female.
Oh,
This
you
is a-
assume.
Literally a girl.
You assume. Hey, how you doing? We want to go in.
You are
Yeah.
welcome
Thank
to,
you.
to say whatever it is that you want to say.
We don't want to say anything. We want
but
to
it
attend the
has to
meeting.
be-
No, we want to attend the meeting.
If you're going to be protesting,
We're not
you have
protesting.
to-
We're here to learn. Thank you.
But your signs
Sign don't mean nothing.
There's a guy in blue
indicate that you have
a girl in a white shirt, black shorts, and a.
So you're saying that's not exactly
Would
come
you
in.
not describe this as protesting? You don't carrying the signs. How would you describe it?
Just black shorts,
Here to learn. That's how we describe it.
white shirt.
And I don't care how you describe it.
And
we're a part of
I
the
think
public.
someone up in there is a little
One of
worried that
them.
you've been kind of
That's great. It doesn't.
following them and making them uncomfortable. It's another thing.
Okay, that's great.
There's
Okay, that
one
doesn't mean
large
anything.
person who's stepping
That doesn't mean anything.
it's not true.
What are you even talking about? So you can make up stuff like that to prevent people from going in there?
People, there's someone who feels uncomfortable with you.
Great, great. I feel uncomfortable too, but you know, whatever. Here we are.
They're filming us and they're
okay.
calling us the wrong
I know
gender.
we're in a public public building.
asked to not be filmed.
It doesn't matter. We're in a public building.
and
You
he
can be
wants to be in a public space that he has
Wrong
every right to
again.
film.
Wrong again, lady. Wrong
I
again,
have a
lady.
pending restraining order against him.
Okay.
I don't even know who you are.
Yes, against this man.
I don't even know who you are.
Can't have any signs within the building that are harassment or abusive language. That's abusive language on the sign. And
According to who? According to who?
On our policy, you cannot have anything that's abusive to gender, identity, sexual orientation, race, ethnicity, and those are both abusive signs. If you want to attend the meeting, you're welcome to. It's public.
Facts ain't abusive, lady.
But you need to
Facts
take
ain't
the signs
abusive.
out.
Thank you.
No.
Well,
Police are on their way.
I don't think you're going to get far from here, though, at this point. Like, I know you want to go in there, but I don't think that's going to happen today.
Why not?
I have a pending
Why not?
restraining order against you.
For what?
Yeah, for what? I don't
For
even know.
filming me at the last event, which was a private event, for filming minors,
Oh,
for
at the
yelling,
state capitol?
asking about our genitals.
At the state.
That's inappropriate to do to minors.
What?
He was trying to get out. You're blocking the door.
This kidnapping, right?
Protesters can be outside.
We're attending the meeting with signs. We're attending the meeting with signs.
Right. Well, if it gets disruptive, then we would call police.
When we came in here, we sat right there and people started coming to us.
That's a problem. Yeah, I didn't realize that.
I didn't realize that either till right now. I don't even know this lady.
Yes, you do. You were at my last event. And you came up and you had to block the mic and turn off your camera.
Oh, at the state capitol? You're talking about the public.
I totally understand that it's upsetting. I do.
Thank you. It is upsetting that we can't come into this meeting
we've
like
dealt with
everyone else
this
can.
with a
Thank you.
number of other people that have called, and when we checked the
precious
rights to
feelings got
film in a
hurt.
public space, unfortunately, there's no way to turn it down unless it is disruptive.
But you say I got a restraining order for filming you in public, huh?
They can film anybody.
Don't you know that? Don't you know that?
Here's the deal.
Don't you know that?
Please buy the room for $50 and create a private event. You cannot go in.
So can I do that right now? I can pay right now. I'll pay the $50 right now for a private event.
All right. Sounds good. And then you can't.
It's already a public event, though.
It's going to be private here in 2 seconds.
It's already listed on the line as a public. It's not private.
Well, the signs really are.
This is not.
To who? To you? To you?
To everyone in
I
this
don't
event.
care if it's offensive to you.
Well,
I think what you believe is offensive, but I'm not going to keep you from saying it. Right, lady? Why do you want to keep me from saying it?
Well,
What you espouse is very offensive to the truth, and I don't throw a little fit about
This
it.
is what happens at the events. Once we get going, he'll start going out.
Oh, really? You think so?
That's what you did at the last event.
he didn't yell. No, he didn't. I seen the video.
Like the whole thing recorded.
The whole thing was not recorded.
Well, we can let them
I yelled.
Can we have every right to control our meeting spaces according to what the options are, right?
This is a public event. This is a public building. My tax dollars fund it just like everybody else does.
And hosting the meeting have the
Doesn't
right
matter. This is a
to
public
change it
event.
at
This is a
any
public
moment.
event. You say you think. Go find that in writing and then come
You
back to
pay
me.
$50 to book this room.
No. I'm coming as the public. Go find.
Change
Go find where that
If it's
said.
changed to a private event, I believe.
private organizations can rent the auditorium.
Then go find it.
That's in our policy.
We don't need to find it, we have it already.
You don't need to find it. Okay.
Do you want me to print it out for you?
Because she just said, I think is what it is. I believe is what it
That we
is.
do have in writing and you didn't.
That's
really-
subjective. That's subjective.
Would you
That's
like a copy?
subjective. How is something that said is offensive or not subjective? How is that not subjective, lady?
Well,
How is that not subjective?
okay, but it's a public institution.
Yes,
We are the people
correct,
who work here,
correct.
and we are the ones
And
who
I'm the
determine
people
right
that
now
pay taxes to keep this place
what is
open just like they do.
Based on our policy.
No, you don't
That is
understand how you get to win
discrimination
with that.
Based on our policy.
You get
based on
discrimination. What do
If
you?
you don't
How is
agree
this
with it-
discrimination? Yeah, I don't. How is this discrimination?
The signs are
How is that
loud and
discrimination?
clear.
This is a
offensive
truth.
signage.
This is a truth. It's not offensive. This is a truth.
Well, I'm offended by it.
Great. I don't care. I'm offended by you. Can you leave?
No, I work here, so.
Okay, Okay, well, I pay taxes here. Why do you get to stay and you're offensive to me, but I gotta leave? Why do you get to stay and be offensive?
I'm trying to figure out if it's inside or outside.
Say again?
We're not breaking the library behavior.
We'd be sitting in there
We would just
listening.
be in there sitting. I don't
And we said
understand.
that you're welcome to go in there and sit if you do not have the signs our policy guidelines. That's what we stated right at the beginning, and you
Your
have
policy-
drawn the line
your
that you would like to
Does it
hold the
state that we
sign.
can't have signs or something?
Because it has the offensive language on it, just as if you were to
It's not
stand up and start
offensive.
shouting or saying offensive
God,
language
offensive.
within the program, then we would also ask you to leave because that violates our behavior policy.
I don't feel comfortable moving right now from this door.
So who called us?
I did.
How can I help you?
So I have a pending restraining order.
You have a pending one or you have one?
I have a pending one.
Okay, pending doesn't count.
So at our last event, he was harassing us, filming minors when he was asked not to. It was a private event. He posted on
state
Facebook.
capitol.
He yells at us, screams at us, interrupts the event. Last event, we had to shut it down. He's not welcome. The signs are offensive towards every trans person.
Okay, so here's the deal. Welcome to freedom of speech.
Thank you.
I
Hold
know.
on. Welcome to freedom of speech. Welcome to America. You don't get to be a dick either, okay? You don't. Hold on. You don't get to stand and yell in front of people.
I'm doing nothing, man.
I'm just going off what they're saying, okay?
I know. So don't lecture me based on
no
what
one's
they're
lecturing
saying.
you.
Lecture me.
No, I'm not lecturing you. You get to protest.
I didn't do any of that stuff she said,
Okay.
man.
So who
They
did
said
you
we could pay.
reserve?
They said we could pay private right now, and they would not be allowed in, which is what I'm about to do. But I don't feel
That's
comfortable
absolutely
moving.
correct because the library is its own entity, okay? So who's in charge of the library?
I need to go in and get my wallet, but I don't feel comfortable.
Well, these
moving right
ladies
now.
are asking me.
So, if they pay, if my understanding this becomes a private event, and then at that point you would like this gentleman to leave?
Yes.
Okay, we understand that, right?
Hold on. No, we don't.
Okay.
Leave the library?
Leave this area, yeah.
I wouldn't be allowed in the, no.
This is the director of the library, and I'm going to follow her.
It don't, it's a public place, man. I can
She's in charge.
There are private organizations.
No.
This is
She's
a
not
public
in
library
charge.
in there.
This is a public library.
people here before
This is a
you
public
rented it out,
library.
and they get to
Great.
decide.
And we could stand right here because they're renting that, not this. They're not renting the library.
Take care of that. You guys, you can deal with this, and you guys handle that part, okay? And then when you guys are done with that transaction, then we'll handle the rest of this. Okay?
But until
We'll just
then,
wait- we'll just wait
we
for your
can go in there now. We can go in there. We can go in there until they pay.
Here, I'll walk you around. I'll walk you around.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I don't see any reason why
So
you
then what
can't.
was she doing, blocking this public right here? Is that legal or illegal?
That
Can't
has to
prevent
do
us
with
from going free. You can't prevent people from freely moving in public.
That's the library.
No.
Yes,
This is
it
a
is.
public building.
You're right.
She is not a library employee. She is just some person that prevented us from
Right, but
access.
listen, the library's not going to do anything about that.
We can move free. Can you?
I'm
We
not
can
doing
move
anything about it,
freely.
because it's
We
the
can move
library.
freely in society and not worry about this lady preventing us from going into a public place.
Because this is a public space,
Yes.
that's
I'm
your
not
right.
talking about that.
And-
I'm
and
saying
no
we were
one's
denied
saying-
access, the same access that these people here say that their rights are being denied. We were just denied going in there just like they could go in there on their own. Why is that?
I don't know about that part, okay? I'm just telling you, once it becomes a private event, you're going to have to move on. I guess it's fine.
And now they lock themselves in
It's
there.
locked.
Is that kidnap? This is a public building and we can't go into it.
I don't have the access
There's
to
a
that building.
group of people on the inside there that are locked in there. Is that a fire hazard as well?
Call the fire department.
Would the fire marshal be concerned about these
Call the fire
locking
marshal.
people into your
Give me a
building?
second to talk and answer your question without being interrupted.
Go for it.
We lock the doors until the program is ready to start. Unfortunately, the situation is postponing the start of the program, so none of the public that was here was allowed in until the program started.
So why is it locked?
Because
You
it's
didn't
not
explain
started.
that part. You didn't.
It
So
hasn't
you just
started.
lock your guests in.
We're not locking
until
them
it's-
in. We're keeping people from going in while we're trying to set up.
Oh,
We
you're
do that
keeping
all the
from
time.
people from going in
All the time.
to a public event
Until
that
it
was
starts.
supposed to have
Yeah.
started. It was supposed to have started what? 15 minutes
Right,
ago.
and thanks to you, it has
Thanks to
been
me.
delayed.
Thanks
it has
to
been
me.
delayed.
Always
Yeah.
playing the victim.
So,
After she pays her money, and then
she's paid for this room, this is still public.
Yes,
place.
that's what we're
And we
saying.
can stand for it.
Yes, of course we can.
We have designated public space for signage to be in the public right-of-way, which is the sidewalks.
Do people come in here with signs to like work on like art projects and stuff? At the library, they don't. Huh? Okay, you're right. Yeah, nobody would come in here and do any kind of arts here in the library, look anything up with a sign, right? So you would say they'd have to stay out there.
Not with.
But you don't like our signs, so we can't be here.
Language. We
What are you talking about?
posters with pictures.
What are you talking about? Oh, just pictures. So pictures are okay.
Pictures,
You're so full of it, lady.
Pictures.
Come on.
I make them.
That's the biggest reach I've ever heard. So as long as our signs have words on them, we got to stand out there. You got to be.
Information
You
about
got
the
it. You are just full. You don't even know you're
She's not full of it. Why are you being disrespectful to this woman? She's trying to explain.
Are you listening to what she's saying?
You don't
that
like her
only
answer.
they can go
Here's the
in
deal.
there. That only
If
they
the
can go in there
library
as long as
tells
there's
us to tell you to
pictures.
leave, you're going to leave. And if you don't, you're going to be trespassed. And if you refuse the trespass, you're going to be put back in the car and go to jail.
I understand that.
We don't want that.
I
We just
understand
want you.
that.
You
I
guys are more
understand
than
that.
welcome to protest. Just as I said, welcome to America. You can say whatever you want.
We just can't do it here.
In a private space, you can't.
This is public.
Once it becomes rented, it becomes
Then we won't go in there. We're talking about being right here. And
You guys
know
are
we're
talking about the library.
Yes.
What the library has a set of rules, very specific rules. And we go by those.
But they're written down, right?
Yeah, we'd have to see.
I'll show you our behavior policy right now.
I'd like to see the sign policy is what I'd like to see, because that's what we're talking about right now.
It's usually information that has been vetted, the time, date, location, event descriptions, websites, things like that. Usually not in a situation where the language is incendiary.
Incendiary.
So I could stand in here.
Okay, where is the...
She's unlocking the door. She'll be right back.
Okay, that's what I want to talk about.
Personal, non-take off the library hat, just decent sort of shared space for me personally. I would say that this is a little less obscene than this because
This is a little less obscene. Still
In
obscene.
our behavior policy, it states using obscene, threatening, harassing, or abusive language or gestures, including abusive language and gestures directed at race, ethnicity, sexual orientation, ability, gender and identity, and other personal characteristics, is against our behavior policy, which means you would have to be outside the building.
Okay.
It's in our behavior policy.
You've always had the power to go back to Kansas.
Great and powerful Oz. I said come back tomorrow.
If you were really great and powerful, you'd keep your promises.
Do you presume to criticize the great Oz? You ungrateful creatures think yourselves lucky that I'm giving you audience tomorrow instead of 20 years from now. Oh, the great Oz has spoken. Oh, pay no attention to that man behind the curtain. The great Oz has spoken.
Who are you?
Oh, I am the great and powerful Wizard of Oz.
You are? I don't believe you.
No, I'm afraid it's true. There's no other wizard except me. You humbug! Yes, it's exactly so. I'm a humbug.
Oh, you're a very bad man.
Oh, no, my dear. I'm a very good man. I'm just a very bad wizard.
Well, that's bullshit. You're full of shit today. You are being dishonest or lying. You're being dishonest here. These are important questions that the American people want answers to, and you're just dodging and talking around it in generalities. We've asked you repeatedly to answer our questions. This isn't hard. We've asked for this information. Have you provided any of this information? The answer is no.
All right, my name is Dr. Justin Spees. At the last school board meeting, one of your school board members, Ann Costello, right before I started speaking during general public comment, called me Crazy Justin Spees.
We'll start online. Justin, are you here?
Crazy Justin Spees.
Yep, I'm here. Can you hear me?
We can. Welcome.
Hey, heard one of your board members, Ann Costello, just say crazy Justin Spies right there. So your guys' policy here at the meeting say, please be respectful of the presenters, the board, and your fellow audience members as we discuss and deliberate the items on tonight's agenda. Comments or actions that are threatening or disrespectful of presenters, the board, or others in attendance, including use of foul language or any other behavior that is disruptive of the board meeting, will result in immediate removal from the meeting. So would you guys consider that disrespectful, have one of your board members call me crazy? If so, why wasn't she immediately removed from the meeting? Why do your guys' rules supposedly apply to us, but they don't apply to you guys? Furthermore, you guys have a non-discrimination statement that says Lawrence Public Schools, USD 497, is committed to maintaining a learning environment free from discrimination, insult, intimidation, or harassment for any reason. Would you guys say that her calling me crazy Justin Spies was an insult? And if it is, what kind of example are you guys setting to your students? You guys' precious policies there that say we can't be a certain way, but you guys freely can. You have no consequences whatsoever for doing it. I emailed all of you asking what kind of disciplinary action will be taken against her for saying that about me, and got no response about it at all whatsoever. So do you guys think it's insulting and disrespectful to do that? If I were to call her crazy Ann Costello, would that be insulting? What about...
Pardon me, but my name is Willoughby.
My name's George.
Glad to know you, George. Say, George, have you seen a fox around here, George?
A fox?
Yeah, a little red one.
About my size?
Yeah.
With a long bushy tail?
Yeah.
Oh, him. He just passed here.
Well, which way did it go, George?
Well, I tell you what you do. You go down to that old tree stump and turn right until you come to a rail fence. You'll find him right on the other side. You can't miss him.
Well, thanks a lot, George. Thanks a lot.
The thing about smart motherfuckers is they look like crazy motherfuckers to stupid motherfuckers.
All right, Carrie. Carrie is joining us from outside of Lawrence.
All right, good evening. As you know, my name is Carrie. I am that bitch from some other fucking town.
This is your warning.
I started coming to these meetings because of the hypocrisy in your shitty profanity.
Okay, that's it. You need to now leave the building. If you are not going to be cooperating, we will ask that you be removed from the building.
Because you, who aren't minors, don't want to hear people say certain words. Not only that, but you are actively doing everything in your power to silence people for saying that your board policy is, quote, bullshit.
Okay, so if you continue to go on in this manner, we will have to ask you to leave.
Do it.
Okay, we are ready. We're requesting.
Wrong though. In these meetings, you have thrown actual temper tantrums to try to silence people. None of you are.
It's good.
Okay, thank you.
But I'm just speaking.
You're done.
Okay.
evening.
Say they've identified more potential victims of Mark Elliott Gridley. He's the elementary school speech pathologist accused of sexually assaulting students.
Police are expanding this investigation now. And KCTV5's Betsy Webster joins us live at 5 from outside the Lawrence Police Department with the latest details. Betsy, how many victims are we talking about now?
Well, police would not give an exact number, but we know it's at least 3, right? We have the first victim who police spoke about yesterday. The documents filed in court indicate that child is 10 years old. Then there is a second victim that they talked about yesterday, referred to as a possible victim at that time. They're changing their language with that. And then there are more beyond that. I can tell you that Gridley worked at Prairie Park Elementary as a speech and language pathologist. He is 60 years old. Police learned about the first victim on Saturday after a parent called them about something that happened at the school on Friday. The second parent called them on Monday. Police announced today that they are expanding their investigation beyond just the students who were clients of his at school. So not just kids in speech therapy. They're asking for you to talk with your kids, but they say it's important how you do that.
If you think that they may have had contact with Mr. Gridley, you may ask them some very basic questions about that, but please do not get into the details. Our investigators here and the Children's Advocacy Center, it's important that they do a thorough forensic investigation so we don't traumatize your children any more than potentially they have been.
Now, this is the phone number they've set up to call if you think your child may have had inappropriate contact with him. 785-830-7430. I want to keep that number up for a little while as I explain more so that you have a chance to write it down. The Children's Advocacy Center, here's why they want you to ask limited questions. The Children's Advocacy Center has expertise in forensics as well as child well-being. They know how to handle any emotional issues that could arise, and they have resources available for your child to support them in the weeks, months, or years to come. For now, Gridley count of aggravated indecent liberties with a child. The penalty for that crime is 25 years in prison at a minimum. Live in Lawrence, Betsy Webster, KCTV5 News.
Undisturbed.
I just want to get this so that I am understanding. Okay, because I know you guys probably have that on you.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
I wholeheartedly welcome you to record just like I am.
Okay.
We're just following what they ask. They've asked that you be trespassed for 60 days.
And it's because I spoke words that they in their.
You can choose to trespass anybody for any reason.
Okay.
Do you have your ID and I can just issue the trespass, just log it on our system?
I mean, yeah, they're now wanting like my ID.
You just have to wait.
Okay.
So for 60 days, you can't come back to report.
Why do you guys keep doing this to people that... You guys are the police, you guys are... Right, so someone has the right to trespass someone, so once they've asked... That's public property unless it's committed. They do.
But...
That's public property unless there's a crime committed. She didn't disrupt the meeting, she spoke during public comment. That's how the law works. But this is public property. It's owned by the school district. Right, but they're still running this meeting, and so they have the right to do that during the meeting. Because their feelings are... Are you guys law enforcement, or do you guys... We're law enforcement. Okay, so you're enforcing feelings. I'm enforcing that they wanted the criminal trespass issue. I'm not enforcing... You can't. That's like you're not breaking the law on public property. The superintendent, Dr. Swift, has... I'm just telling you, you can't. That's why there's so many laws. I wish you guys didn't get yourself involved. You just... Well, I mean, I don't enjoy it, but I still have to abide by it. Someone asked for... Did you see the meeting the meeting where they didn't abide by it? I was here for that.
Right.
They didn't say to leave. Who told you to change your mind about leaving? It's what they said. They said, have Mr. Robbie sit down and be quiet. I can't make someone legally sit down and be quiet. If they had said, can you have him leave the property, we want him trespass, then I can enforce that.
Right.
So like if I wouldn't have left right there, you guys would have arrested me.
Correct.
So you get a warning. You get a trespass warning. We can leave now. But my question to you is, if in a non-public property, which we're at right now, correct? Just like it being a post office or city hall or exemption. I'm not trying to. If someone doesn't break the law, if I go to the Lawrence PD right now or the sheriff's office,
You can be trespassed from the police department too.
Yeah, but you have to break the law. No. I know. Yeah, you don't. Yes, it is.
You can be trespassed from Target from any reason.
Yeah, Target's a private.
That's a private.
This is a public place. Have you guys not seen the millions and millions of YouTube videos put out there about people going into like public places? I'm very well aware of this. And I'm a supporter of the police. I'm trying to help. I am just doing what I'm asked for my supervision for this instance. And that's so who guiding you? Is that the superintendent? No, it's our sergeant through lieutenant major to the chief of police.
Who's that?
Rich Lockhart is the chief of police. I just really think
To be back in there in case this happens again.
I don't think there's other public speakers.
I just think there's a difference between public property and private property. Just because they don't like the F word or the B word. I understand. And that's why you guys have the, if you want to go back and I can walk out with you guys. Yeah, we can talk if that's fine with you guys. So that's why you guys get to do the civil side of things too, to make sure we're held accountable for what we're doing.
But who wants to do that? Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's not fun for anybody. It's like a...
I know it's not, but this is where we are right now, and this is kind of where we have to be right now. If you guys have questions about it, you can contact the office of the chief for us and make sure if you have a complaint against me, I can... No, it's not a fault. There's no complaint against her. So I have a large issue with what she just said. She just said that the other officer was like, you can get trespassed from any public. If I walk in and I'm wearing a red shirt and you don't like it, from the police station, you guys can trespass from. It's bullshit. That's not. That's absolutely not how it goes. It's a public building, so I can go into. If we go into the police station, you can start recording the light, you can throw us out, right? Correct. Yeah. So it's the same thing. So you can't trespass unless there's a crime committed, right? There was no crime committed here.
They just didn't like the words.
Well, there's still their board policies and rules, and they still have.
But you're not a policy guy.
But once they ask you to leave because it's violating whatever policies they have in place, I still have to.
Walter, who gives a shit about their policies?
I don't get to.
You guys, I don't get to make this. But you enforce the law. You're not a policy guy.
Right. They determine the policy part, and once they ask you to leave, that's where I step in. That's why I stayed sitting and letting the dog.
You don't. No, I think the whole point here's where we're missing it. It's like if we were to go into a board meeting that happened to be for a company that's based in Lawrence, and we were in there, and they would ask us to leave.
Mm-hmm.
But since this is paid for by the taxpayers of Lawrence, you can't ask people to leave just because you have your feelings hurt. During public comment, which is the First Amendment allows you to express that.
I understand that part.
Yeah.
And I'm just like you, I don't want to be in an argument about that part.
Sure.
Obviously, we all support people having the right to speak, and that's why I stayed sitting until they said they were going to do. Once they do that, I have to abide by the criminal trespass side of things. And I'm not saying what you guys are doing was right or wrong. That's not my place to decide.
I don't think you are at all. I just think where we're missing is the public and the private part. We gotta go. All right. Thank you.
Thanks. I can't enforce policy. I'm not enforcing your policy.
Stupid Ann Costello. Or ugly Ann Costello. What about bitchy
Justin,
Ann Costello?
this is your warning. This is your warning.
Kelly Jones.
It's your warning.
Any problems with
Can
that?
you pause the... Justin, I'm pausing your time. If you continue with any foul language, you will be stopped from participating because it's disruptive. It doesn't comply with the policy. Can we start the time back?
Why
up,
is that
please?
allowed now? I mean, I came in here a couple weeks ago and I talked about how your guys' policy is bullshit, and this
Okay, you can
perfectly
turn
demonstrates how
off
much
the-
bullshit it is.
Got it? Okay, thank you. Okay, we're going to move on to the next speaker. Michael, you can come to the board. Just to be clear, make sure that you stay at the podium.
You got a safety hazard there that I'm not going to comply with. I'm not standing
you come
underneath
up
that
to
thing.
this board-
I'm not standing underneath that thing. Because if it falls,
Move from
it's
that
me.
spot, I'm going to ask for you to be removed.
Shut up.
That's
Crazy Ann Costello, why don't you chime in here? Don't start giving me directives, lady. The only reason you're acting that way is because of who I am. The way you're acting is bullshit.
So that's your warning.
You just threw somebody
That's
out
your
because they
warning.
used a curse word. You guys need to grow some thicker skin. Because if curse words hurt your feelings, that's pathetic. Because in your library, you've got books that describe in graphic detail the act of procreation. Did you know that? Shake your head. Yes, I knew that. Right, Kelly? Right, Kelly Jones? Your hatred for me just breathes through. Because if I can't move from right here, what if I stood right here? Is that a problem for you? What if I stood over here? Is this a problem?
Michael, that is where we're doing.
How about if I came right over here?
So at this point, you're
am I
being
breaking?
disruptive.
How am I being disruptive?
Because you need to stay where I have a- can you pause the time?
You keep interrupting me,
I
and
am
I'm
being
during my
clearly-
3 minutes.
I have paused the time. Where you can speak is at the podium.
I'm not
If you
standing
move from
underneath
the
that
podium,
thing.
You will be sitting. Are we clear?
No, Kelly, we're not clear because you're being real bitchy toward me.
Okay, that's it.
And I'm
You
not
need to
going
sit
to.
down.
No, I'm not going to sit down because you can
if you
keep
need
that
help
time
sitting
going.
down-
Start that timer back up because I have 3 minutes, and you're not going to have anybody help me sit down, Kelly.
I will.
Start that timer back up. I have 3 minutes.
Can you please assist him?
Start the timer back up. I have 3 minutes. Start the timer back up. I have 3 minutes. Start the timer back up, please. I have 3 minutes. You've stopped the time at 2:07.
Are you going to?
Please
are
start
you
the
going to
timer
comply
back
with
up.
the policy?
Please start the timer back up. You've stopped at 2:07. I have 3 minutes. Start that timer back up, please. Start that timer back up. I have 3 minutes. Start that timer back up.
With the policy.
You have to comply with the U.S. Constitution. Start that timer back up. I have 3 minutes. Start that timer back up.
You are
Start
being
that timer back up.
disruptive in the meeting.
Start that timer
You
back
need
up.
to sit down.
The charge is 21:59:22. If you think you can stick it, go at it. I got
need
another
to
minute
sit
there.
down.
You stop the time. I need the timer to start so I can finish my 3 minutes.
Are you going to finish it?
I need the timer to start so I can finish my 3 minutes.
Can you go to the podium?
I need the timer to start so I can finish my 3 minutes. It's that easy. Start the timer so I can finish my 3 minutes. Please. It's that easy. Start the timer so I can finish my 3 minutes. Start the timer, please. Start the timer. When the timer starts, start the timer, Kelly. We're at a standstill here. Your timer is at 2:07. Start the timer so I can finish my 3 minutes. Start the timer so I can finish my 3 minutes. You've interrupted my 3 minutes and stopped me at 2:07. Please let me finish my 3 minutes.
Can you sit down, please?
Let me finish my 3 minutes. Start the timer back up and let me finish my 3 minutes. You're violating the law right now. Start the timer back up and let me finish my 3 minutes.
Please sit down.
Kelly, you're violating the law right now. Start the timer back up and let me finish my 3 minutes. Please let me finish my 3 minutes.
Removing him from the building. Or
Are you
sitting
guys-
down. Just sitting down is fine. You
Guys.
can say, and you can, we
Guys.
want to hear what you have to say.
They have a violation here. Don't do this. I want my 3 minutes. Start the timer
Are you
back
going
up.
to comply with the policy?
Start the timer back up so I can finish my 3 minutes. There's no questions to answer. Start my timer back up so I can finish my 3 minutes. Start my timer back up. They're not going to arrest me because they know I've not broken a law. Start the timer back up.
You are disrupting this meeting.
No, I'm not, Kelly. You've disrupted it by stopping my timer.
Stop it so that you could have your full 3 minutes if you comply
Start
with
my
the policy.
timer back up. Your policies are unconstitutional. Start my timer back up so I can finish my 3 minutes.
Madam President, could I ask if you would like to call for a recess?
I will expect my 2 minutes and 07 seconds back when you get back. I'm not leaving until I get my full 3 minutes, Kelly Jones. And they're not going to arrest me because I haven't broken a law. You gave me 3 minutes and you took it away.
I'm not asking anybody to arrest you. I'm asking you to sit down.
They're not going to do anything to me because I haven't broken a law, Kelly. You need to start my timer back up and let me finish my 3 minutes. That's your only choice here. That's your only choice. I'm sorry that you don't like it, but that's your only choice. Start the timer back up. Please. You're making this harder than it needs to be. Start that timer back up, guys, please. 2 minutes and 7 seconds and I'd be done. 2 minutes and 7 seconds. Start my timer, please. We've already taken way too much time, Kelly. Start my timer back up. Please. Start my timer, please.
Go ahead. Start the timer.
My challenge to you is this. If you don't like the fucking words, we're constitutionally able to vocally express. Start my timer back up. You stopped at 2 minutes and 2 seconds.
Sitting down when you come back. Your time is done.
My time is not done. I will have 2 minutes and 2 seconds when I come back, and I'll have my own clock. Kelly Jones, you can't do this. This is unconstitutional as hell, and you guys all know it. I'll have my 2 minutes and 2 seconds back when they come back. Would you please time for me? Thank you. You guys might want to go back and help them understand what's happening here. Maybe if we had Constitution class for the school board, we wouldn't have to hold it like this.
Time for public comment. We're joining the meeting.
public comment has ended.
I have 2 minutes and 2 seconds left, ma'am, and there's another person that came to speak. Point of order. Point of order. You can't do this. You can't constitutionally do this. You can't just shut us down like this. You can't do this. I have 2 minutes and 2 seconds left. You can't kick me out. Public comment is not over, and I have 2 minutes and 2 seconds left. You've tried everything, Kelly. Just give me the 2 minutes and 2 seconds, and we're done. You've tried every illegal move here, Kelly. Give me 2 minutes and 2 seconds. Back up on the clock, and let's finish.
Okay, we're moving, I need a conversation about whether or not I can remove public comment. I'm going to call it. Just to make sure that.
Call your attorney. You're going to get sued over this one. I want my 2 minutes and 2 seconds back.
Madam President, would you like to call an additional recess?
Yeah, we have to call an additional recess.
Okay.
Just give me 2 minutes and 2 seconds, guys. This is absolutely childish and pathetic. Go join him, Crazy Ann Costello. Go join him. This is stupid. This is dumb. Look at the example you're setting for the students here. Trying to shut one person down, you're going to go through this amount of crap. Pathetic. Pathetic, every one of you. You should be ashamed.
By the way, Amber, has the tenor in here improved enough for you? You back with us? I want to get back to the library because he made another good point, because the cops stood there this last time and literally called it themselves a constitutionally protected activity. You voted for it, man. It was you're the mayor that's on that board. I hope Mr. Dever can help them correct that mess. You ought to heard Brad, what the hell's his last name? Brad Allen at the library, literally yelling into the phone so loud that I've got him recorded on the phone, on my phone. I've got him recorded yelling at the cop that he wants harassment charges filed, and the cop had to tell him there's no statute for harassment. Brad Allen has it in for this guy so bad that 90 minutes somebody else can do it. He walks in and 5 minutes later, it happens. There's a couple people that I'm going to name right now that have to do with the library, or one of them do. These are people that I know, an attorney that's represented me in the past, but the distaste for him is so bad that they've opened up the opportunity, and it's a gracious invite to treat him bad and anybody else that stands up next to him. How do I know that? Mandy Leibold, another one of those library people. Asked me how my wife was doing. They knew each other. They went to college together. Right after she said that, she decided to mention that her husband, Terry, does divorce law. That's your fucking library people, thinking they can slight people, thinking they can treat people like shit and get away with it. Fuck you for voting for that, Bart. And this little victory lap you took around here for the last year, you just got done naming that the Panasonic, you laid groundwork for the Panasonic. Him and I are responsible for $5 million, $5 billion worth of economic loss to Lawrence, apparently? $5 million a fuck? Is that what it cost you for us to be in here talking? Really? And you took the victory lap, dude. You took a victory lap on it, but you blamed us. Your board, your chamber did.
I tried to get an item pulled earlier, and it didn't get pulled by accident. So I'll just speak to that now. It was basically on the Fall Creek rezoning, and I just had a question. I'd like to know why Mike Deaver was able to vote at the last meeting to approve the zoning at the Fall Creek for the 3.9 acres when it should have been a conflict of interest on the land, because his wife sells property for the Fritzels in the Fall Creek area and at other locations. She gets commissions on these properties, for the sales of those properties. So I would think that would be a conflict of interest, and specifically, even I think she has 15 properties in Fall Creek, 9 properties around the golf course, the Fritzl zone. So I didn't know how he's able to vote when I would think, since she gets commissions for those properties, even that zoning of that 3.9 acres, she's got a sign right there on that 3.9 acres. So just don't know how that's not a conflict of interest. And I was just wanting to know why he didn't refute himself from voting on that when it was pulled, along with anything else that happens to come up with those same specifics involved. Let's see. Yeah, that library deal is pretty disheartening when they have, that's a public library and there should be freedom of speech all the way around. So hopefully something, I know something's going to be done about that. But that is disheartening. And I think Rich left, but I did want to definitely thank him for his service to the city. He's definitely did a great job as far as I can see, and we'll definitely miss him in that position, and hopefully we'll get somebody in that did good a job as he did. Yep, and that's pretty much it. Thanks for your time.
Thank you. That is all the comments.
Okay, thank you very much. I appreciate that. I guess we'll go ahead and move to adjourn the meeting.
I move to adjourn.
Second. Okay, there's a motion and a second to adjourn the meeting. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed? Motion passes 5-0. Good night, everybody. I didn't know real estate agents were conflicting.
You have to be done by 7 o'clock every time.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, soon we'd figure out.
I think it's time to educate the library, fellas.
Sure, by all means. That's a big one of the biggest parts of our job is education.
Can I ask you folks to move away from the asbestos?
I ain't got no teeth.
Please.
I think we're fine standing where we are. Thank you. Have a good day.
They are allowed to stand wherever.
I know.
At the time.
It's just
Sure. I mean, 100%. What I'll do is all.
Is that normally? Do you need to know? Do you normally need to know who is in the library? Okay. I can't enforce policy. And I'm going to tell you the same thing. I'm not enforcing your policy. Right now, all we have is...
He's trying to say it's harassment, and it's not.
Their policy.
There is no harassment, KSA.
Policy, just so you guys know,
so
you guys know their policy.
There is no crime called harassment in the state.
Their policy doesn't dictate our enforcement.
Appreciate you saying that.
As long as no crime is being committed. If a crime was being committed, that's a totally different story.
You know what's interesting? That call came in just 5 minutes ago. That guy's been in here for an hour and a half. Isn't that something?
Okay. I mean,
yeah. And I've been working this area of town since 11 a.m. when all their calls came in.
Isn't that something?
Is that like with you guys?
well, right now I don't have any crime to enforce. I understand you're telling me a policy that you wish we could enforce, but that's not what I'm going to do.
How about you guys rescind that policy?
Right now, no.
That's straight up discrimination.
Right now, they are
straight up
discrimination. They are
Straight up
engaging in
retaliation. This guy was involved in it as well. His name is Jake.
I can't believe he's having to explain this much to a library person that should understand this. Don't you guys have a copy of the Constitution?
I mean,
sure. You should pull it out and read it.
They're engaging in a First Amendment protected activity. So, I will direct you to a supervisor. That's what I'm going to do. So, are you here? Are you here right now? I hear that. Okay. Well, I invite you to call the police department, request to speak to Sergeant Collado. But myself and my name's Officer Denmark. I have Officer Westfall here with me. That's how we're handling it right now. He's on the way. If you want him to give you a call, I'll let him know. But yes, sir. Officer Denmark, like the country. Yes, sir.
We'd like to know who the RP was, please. Was that Tristan Starr?
It wasn't. Brad Allen?
Brad Allen was the RP himself?
The director.
Good.
Is he coming down here? Did he say?
No.
Good.
Whenever Sergeant gets here, would you guys like to speak with him directly?
I have no interest in talking.
Okay.
What we're trying to do is get the library to rescind a stupid policy that they put in place last week. Trying to tell us what
was the policy?
Oh, they can show it to you.
Well, it's clearly discrimination, and this guy was involved in it as well. His name's Jake. That you have a guy walking around with a sign, no problem, but the second I come in here, the guys get called.
Yeah, that's a big...
Did you guys a case number?
That's a big problem.
That's called discrimination. Yeah, in retaliation, it's a big no-no.
Clear.
Big no-no.
That's a clear discrimination. Horrible.
Yeah, we'll take that case number.
An hour and a half he was in here.
Yeah, we know.
I know. We know too.
Oh, you know? They said minute. Yeah, we know.
We saw him.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you saw him?
But nobody called the police on him.
Correct. As far as I know.
Right? See, isn't that something?
Well, didn't it just turn out that Brad was the person that called you?
Nobody called the police on him. Only when he came in. That's the problem.
And we know the last time we were here that you let people know I was standing here. We know from the last time I was in here, you specifically let your supervisors know that I was standing here.
There is no expectation of privacy. I'm just curious. Yeah, no, 100%. Yeah.
Business call, case number on the back.
That's why we're giving you
Thank you for doing your job for us.
Appreciate it.
Case number on the back, my information on the front. All right. Do you have any other questions?
Nope. Appreciate it.
Take care, guys. Sergeant Collado made me speak with you. I guess you know Sergeant Collado.
Good. Thank you. Appreciate it.
And if you would like,
I can't enforce policy. And I'm going to tell you the same thing. I'm not enforcing your policy.